Hey everybody, whoever's in here, looking forward to having a great chat. Hopefully Amy's in there letting you guys know. Okay, hi Amy. Um, Amy, you can explain to them that I'm praying for just a second. I'm almost done. I spoke to Amy. I'm happy I spoke to Amy. And give me just a second, guys. I just let people come in because it's an important conversation I want to have tonight. Anyway, you guys know that I have not gone live that much in the recent past. Um, I've been really busy. This summer's been kind of crazy. And after the wedding, which was beautiful, I kind of did one or two lives, but then for the most part, I took a tiny break. I don't think I've gone on like a week, but I'm back and here to discuss some important stuff about very current events that have been discussed already on other channels, and I have some personal experience and perspectives on the whole concept, as I'm sure you guys know, regarding the whole Linkin Park and the new front singer for that band. I want to talk about it. Give me just a second, guys, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. Let me see who's here. What's up, Style Audit? Yeah, I know it's the last few beach days. It was so beautiful today. I couldn't hold back from going. What's up, Amy? Amy, you can drop the Wikipedia links for those two people if it's easy. If it's hard, just forget about it. Don't worry. But you wrote perfectly. The main person I actually wanted. Well, it's both, but Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington. I would like to discuss them both today. Let me say hello to you guys. Style out of you probably know the spot I'm at. It's where the lake meets this like tiny little forest. It's pretty cool actually. I come out to this very spot if I'm at my condo in the city, and this is actually the route where the planes fly over to O'Hare, famously. So they're not loud at all, but this literally like all day long, you'll see almost that exact same spot, just like in like maybe a minute, you'll see another plane in that exact same route, that exact same spot. And when they're going outbound, it's over there. But this is literally where they come in. There's an outbound plane all the way out there. It's kind of crazy. Mike Shinoda, perfect, Amy, perfect. So I'll give a chance because I know that a lot of people didn't necessarily know that I'm going to go live. Amy, can you hear me well? Let me know. But anyway, Style Audit, I hope you're doing good. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having a good last few days of the summer. I think, what is it, the 21st, right? Is officially the summer's till the 21st. I think September 21st, it changes to fall, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. But also, I want to focus on the aspect that Amy has some stuff she needs to take care of pretty soon, so I won't have Amy in the chat for that much longer. Okay, thank you, Amy. I won't have Amy in the chat for that much longer, so I might like ask certain questions if she's able to find certain things. But for the most part, I think that if you guys can see, you know what, mostly, Amy, if you guys can see on my community page, I think that there's a lot there that like you could just easily get the info that you need so that you can look things up for yourself. So you don't need to just trust my words or somebody else's words or anything like that. It's all the links you can go to yourself if you just go to my page and you just look at the community page today, the community page that I posted today. If you just look there, you'll see that that all the info that's necessary for you guys is there. So it should not be, that's the truth. It should not be a big problem. I mean, I was thinking I need you more, but you actually hit it right on the spot in the beginning. So it is pretty cool though, right, guys? And there's a bar out there that I'm so surprised they're still open. They're supposed to be closed. Memorial Day is supposed to be the last day that they're open, but they're open today. Hey, Style Audit, what you got going on? Holding patterns and swinging over to the green light to shoot out over the Kennedy used to run every 2 minutes. The landing. Yep. Yeah. You know exactly. Look at all the birds too, guys. Isn't this crazy? There's like literally today, I would say, no exaggeration, for this specific beach, Montrose Beach was pretty long, but I would say thousands. Like I at one point was counting just like a flock that had landed by some people that were eating, and they were freaking out, and there were over 100 birds surrounding one person in their blanket, and then others as well. The birds really pushed a lot of people off of the beach. It was kind of crazy. The birds literally, and now they're just hovering. It's freaking people out. A lot of people, a lot of people came for sunset and they left because of the birds, because, you know, the birds relieve themselves as they want. See, there's another airplane. It's the same exact route. But yeah, these birds, it's crazy. Anyway, I'll tell you guys anyway. I want to share, I want to breach the subject in the most effective way possible, and I want to do it in the most honest way possible. And you did your first live. Oh, nice! Everybody, check out Style Audit's first live. Everybody, you've got to. It's a responsibility. It's a legal responsibility. If you're part of my chat, then you have to check out Style Audit's live. End of story. No questions asked. And I want you guys to know I really appreciate it. It was crazy. There's one live that a lot of people have been asking me about, and I promise you that I am getting to it. I have to go on the computer, which I don't do that often. I mostly do everything off my phone. So I have to go on the computer, and I have to, typically typically if I go live, you know, whatever's there is there. I kind of like it like that, you know. I don't like, you know, like, I don't know, being whatever. I just like it, you know, if I'm live, I'm live. Good. I want everybody to be able to see whatever I did, you know, unless like I totally screw up or I have to correct something. And I did screw up. It's actually one of my most viewed videos in the moment. There were like 750 views, and not only were there 750 views, but in the 750 views, it was all during the live, because I never made it public after the live. So that live already has 750, more than that, I think. And it has not even been on my channel yet. So I think that's pretty cool. And I wanted to thank you guys for that, because it matters a lot. All those people, kind of cool that everybody was there. And I do appreciate it. There you go. Wow. But yeah, I really do, guys. I don't want to be somebody that's like, just like thinks that I'm something special, and you guys should all be listening to me. And I just, for myself personally, I just want you guys to know that I do not in any way, shape, or form take it for granted that you come and listen and hear what I got to say. And I appreciate it tremendously. And I'm sure that there are other people that are appreciative with their channels, but you know, I just want to make sure on my channel that I'm showing appropriate appreciation. That video will be live very soon. It will be available very soon. At the moment, it's marked private because there was somebody that had asked for me not to film them, and I literally did not do it on purpose. I did not know that it was still filming. I don't know if it was my mistake or if it was at the end, or I'm not sure what happened, but I definitely did not intend to film this one individual, and I filmed this one individual, and it was not my intention. And sorry about the angle, guys. It was not my intention, and I feel bad about it. And I chose not to make that one live until I go back and edit out just like the last 10 minutes of that live. That's all I need to do. But you guys have been asking for it, and I appreciate that. I got at least 50 emails. So a lot of it was from my friends who I went to high school with. Sorry, guys, my mouth is filled with anti-acid, one of those anti-acid pills. Apologize, guys. I generally don't have problems with like acidic food and stuff like that, but I have run into a recent issue with with I basically I've what's been explained to me by the doc is that I've had so many meals with milk in my lifetime. I've eaten so much ice cream when I was super unhealthy and whatever in my lifetime that I now have developed a very serious a problem with it. Kind of like a lactose. It's a little bit different than lactose. I forgot what it's called. It's a little bit different than the lactose intolerance, but it's just as annoying. And yeah, and it's annoying because I love drinking milk and whatever. And ironically, most of what I'm drinking right now is silk milk, which I actually love. I've loved it before I even started staying away from milk. But I did put a little bit of dark chocolate milk in there because I think I told you guys 1,000 times probably that I do intermittent fasting. Hold on, guys. Let me just set up my camera for a second and then I'll come back to it. But I do intermittent fasting every day, so I haven't eaten in 18 hours. And so there's certain foods that's the best to break your, like the first thing to eat when you eat. And like milk, a fruit is typically the best thing that you could do. But I forgot to bring some apples with me, which is so stupid. I never forget that. I shouldn't say never because I just did, but typically I don't forget that. And this time I did. And why the heck it's not? Hang on, guys. I gotta get this thing to sit. But yeah, so I forgot to bring fruit, and so instead of fruit, I decided to go to the lake, kind of last minute because of the weather being so beautiful in Chicago. Oh, there you guys go. So sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm coming right back. I am so sorry. You guys are on a boat, by the way. There's my dumbass. Oh, you want me to show myself in the light? Omeprazole. So I take something called famotidine. I believe it's the same thing, by the way. Is that good, Style Audit? Am I showing myself in the light? Someone can take a screenshot and send it to me. Let me see. I can't even see. Oh, there we go. You're right, though, Style Audit. It's actually beautiful. Let me see if I can grab a screenshot. I was trying to get a swing back around if it is, but I will, but I was actually trying to get a, give me one more second, guys. Now you guys have me getting screenshots. Style Audit, this is your fault. We'll see. Hopefully that's good. If one of you also got diva. I am a psycho when it comes to taking pictures. I'm super self-conscious about it. Hang on, guys. I'm just attaching you to a solid stand. I know you can only stay 20 more minutes. I know you already did everything that I mean, I still need you. Don't go. You'll go whenever you have to go. But yes, I know. I'm aware. Guys, I'm so sorry. Amy can't be with us the whole time. Let me see if I could show you guys. I'm trying Style Audit. I think I did it. All right, I'm done trying. Sorry, my thumb was in your face. Okay, guys. So today's topic, an extremely significant and important one. A lot of you guys might be seeing this on the replay, and if you are, that's great too. How do I say it is what it is. Like, if you see it on the replay, that's also good. I do want as many people actually to see this eventually as possible. But I'm not like, I'm not here to try to take away viewers from any other channel that was planning on going live and stuff like that. I'm hoping that, I spoke to Wendy today. I mentioned to him that I'm going to go on, and just wanted to make sure, because he's going on at like 7 with somebody else. And so I just kind of wanted to make sure. I just wanted to ask. He said it doesn't matter because I should just do whatever I do. And he's right. But I don't know. I just, when it comes to at least the people that I'm connected to here in Chicago, I try to, like, if Style Audit, if you told me when you're going live from now on, just give me like a heads up. If I don't respond, that means I can't. But otherwise, Style Audit, you might, it might help me, because then I'm able to hit you up on your live. Send me a message before you go live. I would love that. I would really love that. Like, that would be awesome. I'd be super stoked to get a message from you every single time you go live. Super stoked. But for right now, guys, so I'm trying to see if I can fit this thing to make it balance. I'm so sorry. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do this. I'm not Caitlin Clark. My spatial recognition of things is not as good as Caitlin Clark, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's get into this. Let us get into this. That officer was terrible at the festival. I know. I can't believe it. It's just, I'm really hoping that Wendy gets some really good footage of it, like clipped up and stuff. He's really good about that. So you guys should be able to see. Like, again, I don't really like talking about other people, especially if it's like not like it just happened. I'm sure he doesn't care. I'm actually positive he doesn't care. He actually mentioned it. I still don't like being the one to explain something when I myself don't even understand fully what occurred yet, because I wasn't watching the whole thing. I kind of got a message while he was dealing with it, and so yeah, he'll explain to all you guys what's going on. I'm so sorry, guys. I keep making you crazy with this stupid stand. I can't get it to stay. Okay, I got it to stay. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. I know there's been a lot of talk recently regarding cooking up a TRO for Wendy. No, I don't think so. Amy, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't. I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. I do. I really doubt it. I don't think that they would. I don't know. They could be trying, but I don't think. I have no idea. You know what, Amy? I have to watch it a little more closely, but I don't think that they'll be able to. But hey, you're right, Amy. With regards to not knowing, I have no clue. It could be they will. I don't know, and that sucks if they do, because Wendy's one of the people out there that really is there for all the good reasons. I have to say, I'm not saying there aren't others. There's tons of you guys out there that are doing this for the good of the world, and et cetera, et cetera. But I happen to know personally that Wendy, you know, yeah, there's other good people out there, but I'm just saying, hopefully Wendy does hear me say that. He actually does this for like the right reasons, and I love that. I love that about him. Yeah. He's pointing me out and taking pics of me too. Oh my gosh, he's holding it down. Yeah. Yeah, Wendy's doing the best job that he can, and I have to say that he's a man with a lot of wisdom, and he's taught me a lot. Him and Shannon have really affected me greatly. I always hope Shannon maybe watches once in a while these lives. If you do, Shannon, what's up? Check your WhatsApp. That just in case Shannon's in the chat. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys, well, first let me know, has everybody put a Y in the chat if you've heard about all this hullabaloo regarding Linkin Park and their new front singer and Scientology, and put a N for no if you have not heard about this. Let me first get a sense if you guys have heard about this. So a Y for if you've heard about this, and an N if you have not. Let me know, guys. Okay, Style Audit, you've heard about it. Amy, I know you've heard about it. If there's anybody else in there, don't be shy. Even if it's Osa, you can respond, Osa. I'll accept your responses, as long as you treat me fairly. All right, well, it looks like for right now, that's what we're going to get. We're getting, that's the amount of people that are, you never listen to their music. Yeah, okay, so I want to get into that. Okay, let me start off by saying this. I am so particular about the music that I listen to that I literally can tell you that, like, my top 10, let's say bands or whatever music. Okay, so first of all, my top 10, I can't give you like 1, 2, 3. It goes like, it's more like this. It's like, there's like a category of like, for example, it's not my number 1, but one of my top 10, there's a category of hip hop / rap / R&B / whatever you want to call it, like Eminem and stuff that I love. Specifically, there's one artist that falls in that category and in other categories by the name of Skylar Grey. Amy, if you're still in the chat, you can put out a link to Skylar Grey's Wikipedia. She is one of the most incredible, musically, lyrically talented individuals in the world. And most of you guys don't realize this, but you have at some point heard her music. Whether it's I'm Coming Home with Puff Daddy, okay, whatever, way before like he was even as big as he got. If you've ever listened to Dr. Dre and Eminem, that song, I Need a Doctor, okay? So, Amy, even in the early night, like, I Need a Doctor, I'm sure you've heard that song. You guys might not realize it, but Skylar Grey wrote that song, I Need a Doctor. Love the Way You Lie by Eminem. And then there's this very famous song called Where'd You Go? Amy, if you can find the link, I will post it afterwards, but if you're able to find the link of the song Where'd You Go with the 3 skits, which are real stories talking about harsh experiences in life, and then this song starts to play. It's one of the most powerful songs in the world. Honestly, if you watch that video, it's one of the most powerful songs in the world. It starts off with 3 significant stories about people that are suffering tremendously with the loss of a loved one, whether it's missing that person from a distance, whether it's actually losing someone. whether there's one with a child that has to deal with parents that are divorced, and he's dealing with his sibling, whatever it is. There's three stories. One is of somebody that's in the military, and she has to always worry about her husband out in the military. There's three skits that are put out there by Skylar Grey. One is about a soldier that actually, no, I'm sorry, there's a baseball player, and you can see how emotional she gets when her husband's gone. And then they talk about a family that lost their son in Iraq. And then there's with this little boy who has to deal with unbelievable, it's just very tragic. And the song is called Where'd You Go? Now that song was written by two people, Skylar Grey and Mike Shinoda. Now who is this Mike Shinoda fellow, right? You guys see that I'm posting it. Most people don't realize this, okay? So if you take my category of people, I would say, like, if you guys want to, you can check out, like, Noah Gunderson, The Counting Crows, Joshua Radin, Noah Gunderson, Counting Crows, Joshua Radin, the Forest Rangers. There's a category of, that's the song. Okay, perfect. And if you guys want, you can look to see if the skits start in that beginning of that song. Otherwise, look for it. Look for the song that has the skits, the three skits in the beginning of the song. It will give you this understanding that the people that wrote this song have a very clear understanding of what trauma is and of what it feels like to lose or to be distant from somebody. It's an unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. The way that it's put together. And that was put together by Mike Shinoda, M. Shinoda, in his group called Fort Minor. Now, who is Fort Minor? What is Fort Minor? Linkin Park is a band. They currently are still a band. Prior to their current status, it was two main people. There were, you can look through, like we put it out there, M. Shinoda, if you just look through, it'll talk about the drummers and all the other people, but Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington. Now, famously, everybody knows Chester Bennington passed away in 2017. I know it was, ironically, very ironically, it's so sad when I heard about this. It's the yard site of all the people that passed away in the plane crash. For me, it's the day after. So the yard site, Amy can explain maybe, but yard site means like the anniversary of the day of someone's passing. So like people always remember the day of their parents that passed away or family members that passed away. It's called the yard site. Some people call it a Yom HaZikaron, the day of remembrance. But either way, it's an important thing. So for me, as you guys know from the plane crash, being out there in Sioux City and doing everything I do is very much in honor of the yard site of all the people that passed away. The next day, the 20th in 2017, Chester Bennington took his life. Crazily enough, about a couple of years before that, there was a song that was written. I think it's called One More Light. I believe it's called One More Light. You can look this up. If you're looking up for the link for all this stuff, you'll see that Chester Bennington, they wrote this song, and it was eventually dedicated to Chester. I believe it was called One More Light. I know the song very well. I have a horrible voice, so I'm not going to be singing it, but there's this song. It was actually written before he passed away. A lot of people think it was written, after he passed away. It was actually written for people that suffer prior to his passing, and then after his passing, it was kind of like more than just appropriate to dedicate that song to him. It was so powerful that he had written that song, and then he went through his own experiences, and he took his life, and he's gone from this world. What I want to say is, out of all the group of people that I've known in my life, right, because of the accident and the bus accident, my story got a little famous. There were certain years where it was it was published in the newspaper, or there was like the years that the movies were made, whatever it was. Anytime I was in the hospital for a surgery, there are people that used to come. There are a lot of famous people that actually do this. Famously, everybody knows Johnny Depp constantly does this for kids. He actually says he doesn't even do it for the children. When they thank him, like, wow, you do this amazing thing for kids. He's like, I don't do it for the kids. I dress up like that pirate and I go out there. That's for the parents. They just need to look at their child and see them smile. That's what he says. It's unbelievable. But there are people in the world, good people in the world. I will tell you this, by no means would Michael Jordan know my name, okay? But if you told Michael Jordan, oh yeah, that kid, 9-year-old kid that was like living in Children's Memorial Hospital when you were like starting to become the greatest player of all time and you visited the hospital all the time, Michael Jordan almost for sure will remember exactly who I am. I have bumped into him, after that, after he had visited the hospital, and I've gotten tickets to the Bulls game. I've had the opportunity to meet him. It's like crazy, right? I had a similar situation with the Cubs, Greg Maddux and Steve Stone, if you guys know who they are. In the Chicago Cubs. So I've had these unbelievable experiences, right? And they say you don't want to meet your heroes. Well, John Elway, specifically the quarterback for the Denver Broncos at the time of the plane crash, who's considered for sure top 10 or 15 quarterbacks of all time. Some people believe he's even higher than that, whatever. He's for sure up there. He literally became a friend, okay? Now, when you meet these people that are super famous and they're super wealthy and they're super this and they're super that, you're going to get one of two responses. You're going to either get someone who's genuine and who's really putting it forward, and they really are just there because they know that they can put a smile on people's faces. They know it. Michael Jordan knew he could put a smile on all these kids' faces. Like, I'm holding back from crying just thinking about how well he understood that concept. John Elway understood this on like next level. He invited me eventually when he promised, he's like, don't listen to the doctors because they said my arm wouldn't work. He's like, both him and Michael Jordan said, don't worry, Yisroel, don't listen to the doctors. After you have the big surgeries, we're going to send you to some good, some good therapists, for physical therapy, and you'll be fine. And lo and behold, I still had my cast on from like all the way up to my shoulder. When I was little, and he invited me to the preseason where they train in training camp, and I actually got to play. This is crazy. I got to play with the Denver Broncos. Like, John always lined me up as a tight end, which is the position I played for the rest of my life, even in college in Israel, whatever. And I only had one arm, and I told him, like, don't just like, I wanted to really be part of the play. I'm like a little kid, and I'm like, no, don't do that, let me actually. And he threw me a pass. Obviously no one was going to block it or anything like that, but I caught the pass, and they went crazy. They could, like, I loved football, so I was this tiny little kid, but I had been playing probably for 5 years at that point, like every single day for hours upon hours, whether it was the summertime in Denver where I lived at that time, or it was the wintertime in the snow. We were always playing football. I mean, that was like the sport in Denver. I was very blessed. With mixed martial arts, I was very blessed to meet some of those people as well. Everybody knows the first UFC started in Denver, Colorado. But so a guy like, I'm not going to bring up the people that are not good. I just want to focus on this. Someone like Michael Jordan, John Elway, are two examples of incredible human beings that continue to try to put a smile on my face, continue to try to give warmth towards my parents, my mom, my dad, as often as he possibly could. John Elway leaves me tickets every time the Broncos come to Chicago. If I go to Denver, he makes sure I have tickets. And like, if he saw me, John Elway is actually, it's crazy how amazing this is. Anybody that really knows football will think this is nuts. But if John Elway saw me, it might take him a second to like place the face, because he knows a billion people, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. But he will eventually be like, oh, Israel. He'll know right away. I'll post some pictures that I have with John Elway, actually. Pretty cool pictures I have with John Elway. My parents didn't want me taking pictures when Michael Jordan had come by. They had their reasons, whatever. It wasn't against Michael Jordan. It had to do with like the state of being that I was in, and they thought that I would always be traumatized if I had pictures of like when things were really messed up, which I kind of wish I had those pictures, but it is what it is. Either way, John Elway and Michael Jordan are two phenomenal examples of human beings that are so kind, and you could just tell how much they care. I mean, it's not just like, oh, we're going to do this to get some good press. Michael Jordan got no press. Eventually, there was one time he came to the hospital where like maybe 2 hours after he came, the news showed up, and like they came in and they asked like the parents, should we like let them through? And the parent, because we were in like a group room, and the parents looked to Michael Jordan and said, and he's like, listen, unless you guys want to be on the news, I prefer to just hang out with the kids. That was what he wanted to do. He didn't care about getting good PR for what he was doing. It didn't matter to him. He was there to make us smile. He was there to make us happy. In that group of musicians that I talked about, there are a few musicians that I've had the opportunity to meet. I went to New York on purpose because I knew that Bob Dylan goes to a certain synagogue. So if you just end up, anybody could do this. You can go to the synagogue that he prays in Brooklyn, and you can meet Bob Dylan. It's just like, I mean, anybody that knows that does that. That's not like a personal thing. There's no way he'd remember who I am, but obviously that's something that I did in my lifetime. He's another phenomenal example of somebody that like did not let me down. Such an incredible human being, Bob Dylan. I got the Counting Crows are another example where after my life really fell apart, somebody even on YouTube recently mentioned like that they were talking about my life when things were really bad, things that are public, I don't care, about my life when things were really bad. And I had the opportunity because I was doing, at that time, one of the things that I did to kind of like get myself back into the mix of things. So I also became a paramedic, and I got to work at Soldier Field and Lollapalooza and all these different venues where famous people. I was at the last Jerry Garcia concert. I'm not a big, like the biggest Jerry Garcia fan, so it didn't matter to me. I really worked hard that day. It was actually some really crazy stuff. That was at Soldier Field. The ambulance company is owned by a friend of mine, so he just put me on the list of paramedics every time there was like a big deal that I wanted to do. For example, Lollapalooza. Every year that I could do it, I want to do it. Lollapalooza, I love going to Lollapalooza. And I go as a paramedic, and then you always have a break, and you have the opportunity to go see various, whatever, people that you are huge fans of. In addition, there was a, a free concert one time that the Counting Crows put on. But regardless, I got to meet them. I got to meet Adam. I got to meet from the Counting Crows. What another incredible human being. One of the other opportunities I've had was Chester Bennington and Mike Shinoda were very in tune with this is really beautiful, guys. By the way, there are people that are watching the sunset from, I'm so sorry for interrupting myself. They're watching the sunset from out in their like little sailboats. It's crazy. They were very in tune with the concept of PTSD, with the concept of trauma, with the concept of all of these different things that are so important and mean so much to so many people. And they constantly did as much as they could to help. Whether it was show up at the hospitals, whether it was inviting people. Amy, you are the best. You are the best. Amy, you are the best. If you found that link for the Fort Minor song event, you can later put it in. Not now, later. But otherwise, go to sleep. Feel better, Amy. Get some good sleep. So either way, my point, guys, is that I had the opportunity. This is only part one, but I do want to talk about this a little bit. I know there's been some stuff going on about Linkin Park and Scientology, and I do want to address that. It's something that I actually can address because I have a lot of knowledge about Linkin Park. Not because I love Linkin Park. They weren't one of my favorite bands, but Chester, the lead singer, and Mike Shinoda, who started Linkin Park, and he also started a band called Fort Minor. Fort Minor is actually a rap group, but he worked a lot with Skylar Grey, and Skylar Grey is like very famous. And you guys know all the songs. I'm Coming Home with Puff Daddy, and Love the Way You Lie with Eminem, Where'd You Go with Fort Minor, I Need a Doctor with Dr. Dre and Eminem. I mean, she's just done unbelievable work. And Fort Minor was one of the first to recognize her talents. Why do I bring her up specifically? Because she's one of the most incredible lyricists, I hope I said that word correctly, and she's one of the most incredible voices in my personal opinion. She sings other music that's very country-like as well. She has her own, obviously, music and people that are fans. I personally got to see her before she was ever famous. She's probably about 10 years younger than me, and I remember being about 18, 19 years old, and her mom came from Wisconsin to Chicago, and they used to play at this one little, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a club. It was kind of like a bar with maybe like 10, 15 tables, and they weren't famous yet at all, but I remember how much I loved, like unbelievable. I loved her mom and her, and they would come and play in Chicago. Maybe she's a little less than 10 years younger than me. I was about 18, 19. She was probably about she was probably about 12 or 13 years old. She was like I remember thinking at that time, like obviously 5 years today is not as big of a deal, but I remember thinking at the time, like, wow, she's unbelievable for this age. What an unbelievable performer, like unbelievable. So I was in love with Skylar Grey's music since so it was 1996 and 97. So I was even younger. I was even younger than that. So she's probably about 5 years younger than me, not 10 years younger than me. But either way, point is, she's phenomenal. And then she got together with Fort Minor. It's the first time that I ever heard of Fort Minor, and then I became a huge fan. Now, I bring this up because Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington were not only in touch and had... Sorry about that, guys. Chester Bennington and Mike Shinoda were not only in touch and had an understanding of trauma and suffering, but literally Chester talked about his substance abuse and his depression and his widow, his not his ex, his wife that lost him tragically to he took his life. She was devastated. She actually made a bunch of concerts. All the money went towards people that are suffering, and just unbelievable, incredible human beings. When I first saw this thing regarding Scientology and them, I was absolutely blown away. My first thought was, and this was right before they even started talking about it in the Scientology community, I kind of, it was the first person, like Tom Cruise. I don't know him. I have nothing to do with him. It's easy for me to say F Tom Cruise. It's easy for me to say F John Travolta. It's easy theoretically for me to say that. I'm not saying I even say that, but it's easy for me to do so. It's not easy for me this time around. When I found out their connection, it's been very difficult for me to wrap my mind around what's been going on. Very difficult. I don't even know, I haven't formulated a full perspective yet, because I waited to go live with you guys because I did not want to go live until I was reassured that I would actually be in touch with Mike Shinoda. Mike Shinoda created Linkin Park. Mike Shinoda is still a part of Linkin Park, and he created Fort Minor, and he feels very strongly about this new lead singer. I want to know from you guys, and I know a lot of people are going to watch this on the replay, and that's totally fine. I want to know from you guys if you're interested in having me do an interview with him. Probably not live. I doubt he'll do a live interview, but I did send a message that I wanted to do something uncensored. I don't like, taking clips, and because you never know what else was said. I want it to be very straightforward, and I want... Okay, style on it. I hear you. I just, tonight I was thinking about putting on my subscribers only thing. It's the first time ever that I thought to myself, gosh, I wish I was monetized, just so that all of my members theoretically would know about tonight, and then I could just ask them. I'm sure there are people out there in this community that we're all part of right now, whatever you want to call it, who would love to see this. But, and I want them to be able to see this, but I'm sure there's other opportunities for them to watch other, various interviews or whatever. I'm asking literally just my loyal listeners. I got the other chat going on. Those guys, of course, want to hear it, but I'm only going to do it if I'm definitely going to be in touch with him. And then I'm only going to do the video with him if I hear from the loyal listeners that I have, Style Audit and Amy and YG123. I mean, you Fluffer Squirrel. I'm not trying to. Today is I can't remember everybody's name at the moment. I just can't. But you guys know who you are. If what I'm saying right now, you know that you're a part of the group I'm referring to. If I've said your name ever, if I've ever said hello to you, if your name was ever mentioned during a live, ever, you're part of that, you're part of that, okay? You're part of that people. You're absolutely 100% part of that people. And if you're a part of those people, or you're connected to one of those people that likes to listen to what I have to say and what I present, I would love to pull something together so that I can get a better understanding from the man himself, from Mike Shinoda. I'll share with you this. It's so terrible. In 2015, when Chester was suffering tremendously, one of the things that he says was helping him was he was going around to people that were suffering from depression or whatever. And he was trying to go around to people that he thought were like, whoa, you're really suffering. I'm not. So he had this in his brain that there are people that are worse off than him. And therefore, how could he be so selfish to feel the way he felt? Which is, of course, incorrect. Incorrect. Oh, yeah, it'll be done with a lot of sensitivity because this is sensitive to me. Again, this by no means do I condone anything that occurred with regards to this new lead singer. I really have not investigated enough on a personal level to be able to say anything, but I share with you the stories with John Elway, Michael Jordan, Steve Stone, Greg Maddox. I'm mentioning good ones that used to visit in the hospitals, people that didn't do it for PR. Chester was, oh my God, you guys can easily go online and watch a whole tour that he did when he was in Jerusalem. And just like, you might see my face pop up in some of them, but he was in Jerusalem. He has, I can't even tell you like the things that he did for so many different people at so many different times. When he was in Israel, he also went to Gaza when he was there. The point is, he was a man that cared. He was a man that cared tremendously about everything and about everybody and about everybody's feelings and about everybody's experiences. And everything mattered to him tremendously. He was a person that absolutely looked at this world from a perspective of, how can I help? What can I do? Because he actually felt like he was not like a part of this world in the way that he wanted to be. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to speak for him. I can't. But what I can share with you is that he cared tremendously. He cared tremendously. And, they wrote that song, One More Light, very famous song. I believe I'm saying the name. I mean, anybody that knows I know the song very well. I think it's called One More Light. They wrote that song before Chester passed. And Chester was a part of writing that song. It was mostly written by Mike Shinoda. You guys can Google this yourselves. But, and then crazy, it's just like, it's so crazy that Chester eventually passed not long after that. And then Chester passed in July 20th, 2017. In October of that year, so a couple months later, One More Light was released as an official single. And there was a music video that was put out with him at like one of the first concerts that he sang that song, and it's so powerful. That song was sung again after he passed away. His wife put together a concert where all of the funds went to people that are suffering, and various hospitals and organizations. For people that are dealing with depression and let's say bipolar disorder or various things, and especially like in my case with PTSD, she made a big deal about it. It was tremendous of what she did as well. She is a tremendous human being. Anybody can easily Google up Chester's wife, but he left behind kids, and anybody that even knew him, like the amount of fans that not only missed him, but were like absolutely distraught after he passed away, it's tremendous. You can Google it. It was extremely famous for how many people took it so personally once he was gone. Mike Shinoda is one of the most sensitive people I've ever met. He's one of the most loyal people I've ever met. And when I say ever met, I'm referring to people that are like out in the public eye, right? I remember one time, I want to use this as a reference. And when Amy listens to the whole thing, Amy can find what I'm referring to, and she could publish this. But there was one time where I remember Jessica and Chris, and I think both Chris's were there, and there were a few other people that were out there. Also, they were protesting right outside that building where there's a parking lot. Not big, not the big blue building. It's the other building. It's a smaller building. And like right across the street, there's neighbors that live like right there. And they got in a conversation with somebody who's like a newscaster or something like that. He was talking about COVID and whatever it was. It was a weird conversation. Everybody was super like pissed off about that guy. And then later Streets, LA came out and said, no, you guys probably misunderstood. He's a really good guy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people had a discussion about it. And I just thought that was cool back then. And it kind of caught my attention with regards to the current situation that we're dealing with right now. It's unbelievable how tremendous the impact that Mike Shinoda has on people out there in the world that are suffering. It's just tremendous. He cares a lot. He constantly does as much as he can to help. And I am lost right now with regards to what's going on with their new lead singer. I'm planning on being in touch with him, and I'm planning on directly asking him like how he feels about this whole thing. But I wanted to come out live after I got a reassurance that I would have the opportunity. I didn't want to come out and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to make sure that I was really going to have the opportunity. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned his name. And I'm really hoping I have the opportunity, but I'm only going to do it if the people that watch my channel, two things. Number one, if you desire it. And number two, if you're willing, because I don't know what he has to say about it yet. I really don't know. I do know that he was quoted when one very famous fan made a comment to him about how they were very upset when they heard this new lead singer, singing songs that Chester used to sing. He made a very strong statement about his support of her and how Chester would have loved it and Chester would have wanted, whatever it was, he made a statement. That's the most I've heard him say about this new lead singer. I have not heard him say anything else about this new lead singer. Nothing. So I'm in the midst of trying to go through as much as I can with regards to this. And when I say didn't say anything else, I mean like significant with regards to on a personal level. Of course, he's said she's amazing and telling the crowds and all this stuff. Of course he's said all that. That's not even remotely a question. It's the notion that that he put out there, that he specifically wanted to make sure that people had like a respect for this new singer. That's what he did. I'm not in charge. I have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got nothing to do with that. I do not know her. I did not know about this even, to be honest. And it's surprising because he's somebody that I follow. And I've heard some of the stuff that's been said, some of the stuff that's going on. And yeah, it makes me sad that some of this stuff's going on. But I want to know, I want to understand his perspective. I want to know whether or not he even understood or knows about what happened with her. And if he understands like her connection with Scientology, stuff like that. Like, I'm really curious to know. And I did not want to come out and say, oh yeah, I'm going to bug him to do this. My other chat has been, they know me. They've been bugging me to really to do this. If I do it, ironically, I'll probably just put it on this chat, and I'll probably do like a subscribers only type thing. Just because I don't want trolls and stuff like that, especially if he's willing to do a live with me, which by no means am I saying that he's said anything like that he would do that. He's willing to have a conversation with me, and I'm hoping he's willing to have a conversation with me as well on, filmed. I don't like that word film, but like something something where it's public, where I can I can I can put it out there so all you guys can see it. I'm really hoping that he agrees to do it in a way where I can in a way where I can show everybody whatever it is that he has to say. I don't know what it is that he's going to say. I got no clue. I have absolutely no clue exactly what his perspective is. And even if you've heard him say strong things with regards to the situation, I would just say, and you don't have to, everybody's their own person, but I would personally, I'm telling you as someone who knows on a deep level who that human being is, right? Not her. I'm talking about specifically, I'm talking about Mike Shinoda, right? And I want to add Chester's wife, Chester's widow. Those are two human beings that for sure have what to say about this. And I'm willing to wait until they approach it to pass judgment. Now, with regards to her, whatever judgment is passed, that's her business. Like 100%. Like, I'm not going to sit here in any way, shape, or form and defend her. I have nothing to do with her. I don't know her. I have no idea anything. I've been digging for the past few days ever since I heard about this, about, you know, everything that's going on. But what I really want to do is I want to get Mike Shinoda. I want to get him on some kind of a interview where we have a discussion about this. I don't want him to have to give like a 30-second answer. I want to hear what he has to say about everything. I want to hear if he knew about some of the stuff with regards to her, with regards to Danny Masterson. You know, guys, let me just add, never met anybody on that 70s show, but I did not watch a lot of sitcoms. I used to love that 70s show, right? When the whole Danny Masterson thing happened, it wasn't very hard for me to look at Danny Masterson as a monster. You know, it went from me thinking, and he was talking as a great guy, even Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who I was a huge fan of, them as well. It didn't take that long for me to be like, I'm not going to defend those dudes. Like, not a chance in hell. Like, no way. I'm not going to sit here and defend. There you go, Sue. I'm not going to sit here and defend the new lead singer of Linkin Park either. That's not what I'm going to do. That's not what I'm sitting here doing right now. I want to make that super clear. My entire goal is to get Mike Shinoda, who created Linkin Park, who created Fort Minor, who worked with people like Skylar Grey and Chester Bennington, and now is in this new situation where he's kind of having a resurgence of the band Linkin Park. I want to know from him how he feels about it, what he knew, what he knows, how he feels about the information that he received. I have no idea. And anything that I've seen so far, and maybe you guys have seen things I have not seen, anything I've personally seen, it was like quick bites or quick quotes. I have not heard him discuss it. I have not seen him on a podcast. I've not seen him on his own format. I have not seen him. I just haven't. I have not seen it. So if you guys know, then you guys are more than welcome to send me any info that you have. But from my understanding, he has not in any way, shape, or form endorsed what she said or even, I literally, guys, I have no clue if he even knows, like, you know, with regards to what happened with this new lead singer. And you'll notice I'm not saying her name because I'm not sitting here to you know, it's not important to me. Other channels do a great job. You know, people like Aaron Smith-Levin or whatever, or Natalie, who do a great job of covering this type of stuff. Like, you know, I'll leave it to them to discuss these individuals as individuals. I just happen to have a connection, and I happen to want very badly to give Chester a chance. To give Mike Shinoda a chance to respond. But I'm only going to do it if the people that follow me specifically, Sue, you can let me know. And anybody watching this on the replay, you guys know my email. You guys always email me. From that video the other day, I'm gonna cut it properly, cut out the people that didn't want to be in it. And there were 750 people for me on this channel. That's big. Watching me live on that day, I got so many emails from you guys that did not see the whole live, that really wanted to, and You will see the whole live. I have to cut off like the last 10, 15 minutes of it, and that's it. It's not going to take a long time. I just cannot do it. My phone will not allow me to go in YouTube and adjust my video. Hey, any of you guys know how to do it through your phone? Let me know. It's very difficult for me to have time to sit down by a computer and do this, just by nature. The work that I do not walk around with a laptop. I should probably at this point, but I do not. So I'm left in the situation that I'm left with that one live. I apologize. I bring up that live because there are a lot of people that listen to me, that watch, and they're not all, you guys aren't always in at the same time. For example, YG123. If you guys are watching this, just know, by the way, YG123, I am absolutely going to contact you the second that I'm done with this video. When you're watching this on the replay, you will definitely see me respond. So let me see. Sue, I think you're saying something here. Yeah. I will say, I do not know much about Linkin Park or the new singer. My only concern about the Scientology aspect, with the singer who passed and the new singer being a Scientologist. He may be under legal restrictions. However, he might appreciate a caring sensitivity opportunity. If he needs to set some limits, that is okay too. Okay, Sue and Style Audit, I am hearing you guys loud and clear. Like I said, I'm referring specifically to Mike Shinoda. I do not know the new singer. I do not know anything about the new singer that's going to be helpful for us. For us meaning my channel, doing what we do here. And so I'm going to wait till that opportunity, but I only want to do it if you guys are interested. And if you guys are interested, I am going to create a way to do it where it's just going to be subscribers who can watch it. I will make this video public no matter what. After I'm done doing this live, I will allow this live to continue being public for all the people out there so that you guys have the opportunity to watch it and make a comment. And even if you're watching it now, Sue and Style Audit and Amy, even if you're watching it now, I would really appreciate it if after the video's over, leave comments. Please, 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 please. I know Amy's not here right now. I will personally leave a comment right after the video letting you guys know exactly what my question is. But I'm extremely curious as to whether or not you guys are interested in this. And it was interesting that one day where there were like 750 people watching. I guess people had time. I don't know what it was. But there were like, literally, there were about 200 people that I completely recognized the name. And out of the, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. So it's not like it's that difficult for me to remember who you guys are. Even if just touching on those past reflections you shared as an entrepreneur into future interviews. Okay, I got you, Style Audit. I got you. Absolutely. You're right. You're right. You're right. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. I'm super interested in this, and it really hit me hard with regards to everything that's been going on with this because of everything that they did for me. And well, I don't want to get too into it. I'll just break down, but you know, they were there for me at one of the most difficult periods of time in my life where I was literally falling apart. I was like not even human. I was just like it was just a rough time, and they were there for me. And they're like superstars, and them giving their time out and taking the time to help all these, it's just tremendous. And then when Chester passed away, Mike Shinoda doesn't stop, and Chester's wife instead, they together create the opportunity for Mike Shinoda to go to the hospitals even more often and deal with people even more often. And so this is not me sitting here defending anybody. Please do not get it twisted. I am not defending anybody. And I hope everybody realizes that as you're watching this video. And I'm going to continue to say that because if you only watch pieces of it, it might sound like I am. I am not in any way, shape, or form defending anybody that's done anything wrong. What I am sharing with you is my personal experience. And not only do I have a personal understanding of who these human beings are, but I have a personal experience that I had with them that I'm sharing with you, that I know all of you who are caring people out there in this community of ours would really appreciate. That doesn't change if something else went wrong. I'm simply sharing with you my experience of who this human being is. I'm speaking specifically about Mike Shinoda right now today, Mike Shinoda, and I'm speaking about Chester's wife, his widow. Those are the two main people that I'm speaking about. Yes, if you look up the bass, the drummer, the other people too, absolutely. I don't think they have much to say. I don't think it's really Mike Shinoda, Chester's wife, Chester's widow, who have the most, that maybe need to speak up for themselves with regards to this. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say what they're responsible to do or not do, but I am going to say that those are the two people that I am thinking very clearly about, and I have a strong desire to reach out to them and to have a discussion with them. Sorry. Take a sip of water. I want to address one other thing. There's one of the creators out there, one of the big creators out there, that made a comment to me recently and said, well, on your videos, most of the time you're talking. You're not like walking around necessarily just showing. And they said, somebody made a comment, a lot of you Chicago creators, I think they were referring also to when Shannon was still there and Wendy. Maybe they speak a little bit less than I do, but still we're constantly having a discussion with the chat. It's because, first of all, we don't have 500 people always in the chat. I know Wendy's chat does sometimes get big. That day I had 750 people. Obviously, at any given time on that day, there were a few hundred. By no means, and it has to be because that video was made private. So you can't even watch that video on the replay. So anybody who's seen that video, that means you saw it live or within minutes after being live. But I want to focus on this comment that was made about us speaking a lot. It's because we're not in LA or other places where we are, where we have hundreds of people just watching, and we're kind of on a mission, and people are kind of watching to see the drama that happens. Yes, I'm sure Wendy got a lot of views when the drama was going on, and that's great for him. I hope he gets views. But ultimately, we don't care. I'm not speaking for Wendy, but I know that he feels the same way. He's there to do what he feels he's responsible to do as a human being, and he treats the chat in a very appropriate and I can't think of the right word really, but it's that is the nature of what we do. The nature of what we do is very, very specific. It's very, very much not to a big crowd when we're speaking live, and it is what it is. I will be uploading Wendy's interviews. We chose to do it on Wendy's channel, which is, I'm totally fine with that, by the way. He's going to help me upload it on my channel also. I heard you guys. I appreciate the emails, especially from those in the community that I live in, and that includes like New York, Chicago, LA, and Israel, all the people from the different communities that kind of watch my videos afterwards. There's a lot of people, you have to understand, guys, whoever's in the chat now, I'll let you know, you have to understand that in my community, when I say my community, I'm referring to the ultra-Orthodox Jewish community. There are a lot of people that don't go on YouTube, ever. They don't go on social media, ever. But if they hear that Israel did an interview, they'll go on my channel and they'll look just for the interview. So they had heard about the interview I did with Wendy, but they haven't seen it. And I was trying to promote them going onto Wendy's channel, but they just said no. That we don't go on other people's channels. We're just, it's got to be on your channel. So I hear you guys, anybody who's watching this, especially those of you like in Israel that are watching this after, Palestine, Israel, whatever you want to call it. Those of you that are watching out there in the Middle East, I will be getting that interview out. And I will be covering what happened to me in the Middle East once Wendy has a chance to finish the interview. The trauma that I experienced while I was overseas. But I really want to focus on this, guys. I really need you to hear me out here. I'm going to kind of review what I've just said in a clear fashion. I have been blessed. I am nothing special, but I have been blessed in my lifetime because of the unfortunate things that have happened in my lifetime. I have been blessed where I've had the opportunity to meet many famous people that are out there in the world that a lot of other people would have loved to meet. Trust me, it's better that you didn't have to deal with the trauma that I've been through, which eventually got me to meet these people. It's not like, oh yeah, it was worth being in a plane crash and run over by a bus and bombed and all this other stuff just so I could meet Michael Jordan and John. No, that's not the way I think. But once I was in those situations, I have a tremendous appreciation for the, let's call them celebrities of the world that actually do care. They do care. And they're literally there, whether it's Johnny Depp, who I've not had the opportunity to personally like sit in front of. I've seen him in the hospital, but that's much later in my lifetime. I was not sick at that time. You know, I was working and I heard he was there and I kind of wanted to see what he was doing and I got to peek in. He's not one of the people that I've had the opportunity to actually sit down with. But John Elway, one of the greatest quarterbacks, you know, like I would love it if Streets eventually sees this. Streets, if you eventually happen to see this live, let people know who John Elway is. There's no doubt Streets knows exactly. Windy knows. There's no doubt that they know exactly who John Elway is. One of the greatest football players, American football players to ever play. And Michael Jordan. I mean, who doesn't know Michael Jordan, right? These are incredible human beings that did everything that they did because they truly, truly care. And I'm focusing on that because I'm trying to sit here and I'm trying to say in the best possible way that I don't know what else to say besides there are people out there that care. And Mike Shinoda, M. Shinoda, and Chester were two of those people. And that's I feel very strongly about that. And so I'm not sitting here defending anything that was done negatively. I am sitting here and I'm saying I've had a personal experience. I'm not one of the big streamers. Don't have 1 billion fans. I don't have 1 billion subscribers on this channel. I kind of like it that way. I really want to focus on those of you that care and enjoy what I have to say. And I'll be looking. YG123. I know I'm sorry that I didn't let you guys know. You'll for sure be watching this on the replay, but you'll let me know your thoughts. Amy for sure will let me know her thoughts. Style Audit, thank you. Sue, thank you. Fluffy Squirrel, I really hope that you see this eventually. Thaddeus, and again, I'm missing hundreds of people that I actually consider my true followers. Pretty much anybody that actually subscribes to my channel, I feel, from my experience, because I've had so many other viewers than I've had subscribers, it's like the subscribers to my channel are people that actually want to hear what I have to say, and they feel like I have something kind of special to say with regards to whatever it is that I talk about. And you guys know that my channel is not exclusive just for Scientology, but I felt like this was an unbelievable opportunity because I not only have this connection, but it's 100% related to Scientology. But I just want to stress that M. Shinoda has been, thank you, Style Audit. Let's see, you guys are commenting. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sue. I appreciate the, I'll share something with you guys right now that a lot of people don't know. And there's one particular streamer that I feel blessed to know, a really famous streamer. And I know that they think I'm weird, whatever it is. It doesn't bother me that. I want to share something with you guys, though. You guys might not realize this. Maybe you do realize this. But I'm on the spectrum. Now, a lot of people think that being on the spectrum is like all the way, and I'm going to say things that are not true, but this is what people think. They think like all the way on the right end of the spectrum is autism, and all the way on the left end is just slightly symptoms, and in the middle somewhere is Asperger's and stuff like that. That is not in any way, shape, or form what it means to be on the spectrum. That's not why they created the term. I'm telling you this as a professional and as somebody who is on the spectrum. The concept of the spectrum was created based upon the fact that people that all share a similar experience and actually have, let's call it a disorder if you want, but I'd prefer to just say diagnosis, okay? What, how does it come out in your very specific case? So for example, some people are not in tune with how other people feel around them, okay? Typically speaking, anybody on the spectrum is going to have some trouble when it comes to social interaction. Again, not all, but typically speaking, that is one of the main components if you're on the spectrum. I will share with you. My specific symptoms are, and hear me loud and clear, and right now I'm doing it. Right now, in this very moment, I'm actually providing with you an example of exactly what my symptoms are, okay? If I want to tell somebody something, and I want to say it, and I want you to understand what I'm saying, it's not enough for you to say, oh, okay, Israel. By the way, I do appreciate you guys saying you understand. It helps on some level. But I need to believe in my mind. I have to believe that you understand what I'm saying. It has to be a belief that I have. It has to be something where my mind wraps around it and says, oh, okay, style audit, she understands what I said. Oh, Amy, she understands what I said. So I over-explain typically a lot of things. And I don't really want to say I apologize for that, but I guess if it's annoying, if for any of my real followers, if that's annoying, I guess I do apologize. That's just who I am. I have no way of changing that. I try to curb my symptoms to the point where a lot of people don't even notice that I'm on the spectrum. But yeah, that's the truth. I mean, finally, I got tested myself as a psychologist. Finally, I got tested because a lot of people had always said, oh my God, we think you are. And I'm like, hey, that's awesome if I am. I just always felt like it's like a badge of honor, to be honest. And I didn't want to be like, say, oh, I'm a part of that, in a good way. Meaning like, I think like all the people that I know on the spectrum are super dope individuals. And so I felt like, I'm nothing special. Like I'm not really on, and then lo and behold, I am. My symptoms are very simple. I continue to do what I'm doing right now. I over-express and I over-explain things. That will not change. I can try to work on it. I can try to curb it. When I speak, when I'm interviewed, it's a little bit easier for me to, oh wow, there's a cop out there, a boat ripping across. Sorry, guys. That's a little part of me being on the spectrum. If I'm not like if I'm in like nature, I'm not super focused, things will catch me off guard. Kind of super aware of everything that's going on around me, more so because of it. It kind of takes away from that, and sometimes you can get lost in your own little world. And so people that deal with those symptoms, they will compensate after going through therapy with actually becoming super aware of everything around them because they practice making sure that they're aware of everything around them. So I wanted to put that out there finally on this whole thing with the spectrum. Somebody recently made a comment to me. It was actually kind of mean, and I didn't take it mean. I just wanted to explain it. So, and if people don't want to, watch me because of that, that's all right. That's no problem. Let's see. We understand what you are saying. Thank you for sharing. See, that's what I need to see for my brain to just work. You do indeed. Thank you, Style Audit. Did you see a story I emailed? Did you email it just now? If so, obviously I can't see it this second, but I will. Better the spectrum than the spectrum, than speculum. I got you. You're funny. But you're saying that what? You're saying I do get that. Thank you so much, Style Audit. I appreciate that. That's just who I am. There's nothing I can do to change that. Nothing I can do. I'm trying to kind of like focus for a moment on kind of rehash just what I've said for who you are. Thank you so much, Sue. I appreciate that. A few days ago, oh my gosh, Style Audit, I will make sure you sent it to Yahoo. Hopefully you sent it to Yahoo. If you sent it to Gmail, I rarely look, but if you send it to Yahoo, it'll pop up. I'll see it. I'll look in my spam. If you sent it a few days ago, I'll just look throughout this past week. It'll pop up. I'm very much on top of my emails at least once a day. So You sent it to both. Okay, it'll pop up. I'll see it, style audit, and I will absolutely, I will get back to you about that, whatever it is. Um, you know, so, and it's funny because now that I'm just discussing that notion that I'm on the spectrum and this whole thing affects me in so many different ways, that one of the difficulties they had when they were diagnosing me, they weren't sure if it was anxiety that's related to all the trauma that I've experienced, or if it was actually being on the spectrum. People weren't exactly sure 100% what it was, and it took a while for them to do a lot of testing. Um, and they came out with the results that they came out with. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince people one way or another. Do want to show you the moon though. You guys are watching the sunset, and check this out, guys. Ready for this? This is amazing. Yeah, let's see if so that's the moon. It's right in between. That's the moon. This is the lights in the city. And then you got the lake and sunset. So beautiful, really. So beautiful right now. It's absolutely stunning, actually. Very peaceful. I come here to take away from my anxiety. It helps me tremendously when I come out here. But yeah, I just want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to know what you guys have to say whenever. I know that a lot of you guys will watch this on the replay, and a lot of you guys will get back to me, and I just want to know if it's something you want to see. I will push for it, because obviously it's not like he's a close friend of mine. It's like John Elway. Let's just say, for example, if somebody was like, "Oh, John Elway is connected to Scientology," I can easily get through to John Elway. Like, I have a number where I can call to get him a message, and he'll hear my message, and I'll get through to him. I can't do that with Michael Jordan or Chester Bennington when he was still alive, or Mike Shinoda. Now, there was a period of time when they had come to visit in the Middle East where I was in touch with them, but that was because I was just trying to help as much as possible, so that they could have the best experience that they had out there. And you guys could see tons of videos of them out in the Middle East visiting everybody that lives out there. They didn't just go to Jerusalem, they went to Cairo. They went to a bunch of different cities in the Middle East. But Chester happened to love going to the Western Wall, that one wall that's still standing from the Jewish temple. He just happens to be, he put it in a video, actually, one of his videos, now that the sun is pretty much down. I think it's awesome when the lights of the city shine on the water. It really gives you that perspective of Chicago. Like, that's what we are. But yeah, that's where I'm at, man. Like, I'm not defending in any way, shape, or form. I have nothing. I have zero defense for anybody that's been a part of what has occurred. I have zero introspection with regards to me coming to any conclusions with regards to anything that's occurred. I have absolutely nothing that I can say that will ease the minds of the masses with regards to this stuff. My connection is only as strong as it is with these people, and I can do what I can do what I can do, and that's it. I can't do more than that. So I would venture to say that anybody that's interested, please let me know, and let me know what you want to know from him, because obviously he's not the person. He is not. He might be, the head, and it might relate to him tremendously, and maybe he's responsible to take a stance. I'm not going to sit here and deny that that's potentially what I kind of want to get from him, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty clear to all you guys. But what I can say for certainty is that I would love to know what you guys want to know from him. What are your questions? If I do a live, you guys can be there. If it's not, if it's just a tape thing, then I would love to have your questions prior to the taping so that I can adjust the interview as needed, as appropriate. By the way, guys, I never noticed this, but you want to see something cool? The volleyball courts on the beach have baseball diamond lights. So literally about 7 volleyball courts are completely lit. It's the end of the summer. They have the final competitions. There's 4 beaches in the city itself and 5 beaches in the suburbs that are all connected to this huge competition that they have for volleyball. I know there's two leagues. There's one that's like more professional than the other, but they're both really solid leagues that people are very invested in, which I find fascinating. I love volleyball. I think it's amazing. Here, look, somebody just dropped the video about the founder of Lincoln Park, so there must be it just popped up on my thing, so there must be some information. I don't know if people are going back to him and to other people in our little community and telling him what I'm saying here, but I'm simply stating that I've had personal interactions with them, and I would really, really love to be able to ask them directly from me, not just like hearing questions that are asked them that you might hear clips or see a response that might not be exactly what they said. I want to get it, as they say, from the horse's mouth. It could be that they're totally guilty of not dealing with the situation appropriately. That is a huge possibility, and I am prepared and willing. Wait, I just dropped something, guys. I am 100% prepared and willing to hold people accountable if that's what needs to be done. And if I have the opportunity to hold people accountable in this case, then I will. I'm not scared of actually doing that. It's more, I want to make sure that I understand the full perspective. Hold on, guys, for 1 second. I want to see this one thing that was sent out. So Brad Delson quit the tour. I guess, I don't know who just put that out there, but somebody from this little community. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not close with Brad. I'm not close with all the other people. I'm not close with the base and a few of the other members that are true members. Some of them wrote numerous songs or helped write numerous songs that Lincoln Park put out. But I'm primarily a fan of Fort Minor, which is Mike Shinoda's other group that I believe he doesn't, he has discontinued. I was, there's a bunch of rap artists that were connected to that. That was my personal connection to Mike Shinoda, but of course, because of Chester as well, who I loved and thought was just an incredible human being, and sang some songs in such a passionate and unbelievable fashion, that those are two people that I am extremely fond of. I will hold judgment on my own personal level until I personally hear it from the horse's mouth. If I hear it directly from him and I disagree with him, I will say, I disagree with this. I have no problem holding people accountable. I mean, who am I? I'm talking as if like I'm like his fucking therapist or something. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not like I'm going to sit here. I'm a ride or die type of guy, but I'm more than willing to hold him accountable. Look at that. That guy's ripping out there. That blue, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that blue and red lights, those are cops. Interesting. Last few days, I think people are messing around with the jet skis out there, but I don't know for sure. I can't tell you. But yeah, I'm much more curious as to whether or not you guys are interested in me even doing this. Because obviously it would take time. I wouldn't be making a penny from it. My channel's not even monetized. So it would take a lot for me to go through with this. I'd probably have to use, and I can justify using charitable funds that you guys sent through when I spoke, because you guys are the ones that gave those donations that are sitting still. By the way, I want you to know that I have only used about $300 from the charity that you guys sent, and it went directly towards people that suffer. There was I'll share with you that there was let me just make sure when I say this that I'm not I'm doxing the idea to anyone. I don't think anybody would figure out who I'm talking about. And if you think you know, you're probably wrong, because it's not somebody that's, I don't believe anybody on this channel even knows these people. But there's a specific family that just very recently, their child went to the Middle East for a year, and they were very anxious about it and whatever, and they have their own kind of unique family dynamics and stuff, and I work with them, and they don't have the kind of funds to be able to, whatever. So because of you guys, because of your donations, I was able to take their daughter shopping, this 18-year-old with and her dad shopping, and get her some really dope stuff for the year, and some dope stuff for the dad for interviews, which he could really use. So I already and there's a few people that I paid for their therapy, a couple people. So that money is not even, literally, I have not transferred every single penny. I've taken out of my own pocket, and then I go to the place and I just bring the receipts, and then they look at the receipts, and then they put it through, and then it becomes, the money is not taxed. It's a 501c3, and I have absolutely no control over it. I'm not like, it's not like because I'm part of it, I could just use it as I desire. Not at all. That is not the case at all. But because of you guys, I want to thank you guys so much. I want to give one special shout out right now to somebody who I think will truly appreciate this. DT Jacobs, Dr. DT Jacobs, who is one of the most incredible human beings who I went to school with overseas. He was an unbelievable doc in New York. Gave a very specific donation, and he has beautiful children who have gone overseas for school, and thank God they're able to kind of afford whatever they need, and he does well, and he's one of the most generous, unbelievable human beings in that type of position that I could think of. I mean, he's just one of those incredible human beings who's just so ready to just throw out and donate, and I just want you to know, DT, that when I was helping these other kids / young adults go to overseas to college, and working with their parents and stuff, I very specifically was thinking about the money that you donated, because I was thinking that it's something that you would want. It's something that DT, it's something you would appreciate. I believe so. You'll let me know if I'm wrong. But I believe so. You have a beautiful daughter, beautiful kids, and I know that when she was going to Israel, I remember that year before she was going to Israel, I remember how excited she was, and she was going overseas to college and stuff, and thank God, I'm sure that you took care of her really well, and she went really proud in style and everything else. And I was thinking very much about, I actually talked about her to this other, I was telling this other girl that's going to Israel, because I'm trying to explain to this other girl that people are not gonna, judge her or stuff, and in fact, she's gonna go, and people are gonna love her. She's an incredible human being. She has unbelievable parents. This specific girl that I'm talking about, and her parents did a phenomenal job with her, and I was just really happy to be able to do anything for her and for the dad as well. So DT, you don't know them personally at all. You guys have zero connection. I happen to know for a fact, and your deed, your kind deed, has gone a tremendously long way to help this young woman and her dad. I went shopping for the two of them. I should have done it. I'm going to go back, and wherever these people are, I'm going to go back and take the mom shopping with her husband as well. I didn't really focus on her that much, but she kind of she makes sure that she's just amazing. She just wants everybody to be happy, and I know that by helping her daughter and her husband, I know that by nature she was appreciating, as if it was herself receiving the whatever, call it a gift, call it nothing. I don't consider it a gift. I feel like they deserve it. These are incredible human beings, incredible people that don't have that don't necessarily have the means to always get everything that they need. And I know that DT, you would be extremely proud of the way that your donation was used. So I just want to throw that out there. The DT Jacobs, you in particular, I want to make it clear that the money that you put out there went a very long way. And I know you're probably not happy that I am publicly calling you out, but I feel kind of obligated to do so because you're awesome. And like I said, it's gone a long way. You guys see that plane in the top? I don't know if you guys see it. You're going to see it right now. If you were looking straight in the middle of the screen, if you look at the top, there's lights that are above those buildings. It's sort of disappearing. It's going to hit those clouds in a minute. That's just a regular plane landing in O'Hare. It's crazy. This is just the flight path. Oh my God, this is like exactly what I'm talking about, guys. This is awesome. So you guys, because it's nighttime, so you could totally see. Check this out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 planes, 5 coming out, 6, 7 planes that we can see coming in to O'Hare. That's pretty cool. I was talking about it and then it just happened. It probably happens all night. I just, yeah. And one of the planes, clearly, those flashing lights are for, because of the accident. I know a lot about aviation, and those flashing lights just stop. Those flashing lights have to do with people that are circling. So, like this one plane is about to overtake another plane. That's pretty cool. Even though that other plane, and now this plane's waiting, and this plane was flashing because it was waiting, and it's taking, the lower plane was actually much further out, and it's taking precedence. And the plane on top did not circle, but the plane on bottom had to circle. And if you look all the way in the distance, there's another plane that the lights are not that green light, but all the way in the distance, you could see another plane that's flashing, which means that that plane had to circle. So you have 3 planes coming in, and they're all coming in at about every 2 minutes. There you go. You're right, Style Audit. You're right. You are right. I will not question you anymore, Style Audit. Oh my God, you're so correct, because there's 4, 5, 6. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's flashing again, so you guys can see that. That means that it was those flashing lights. If you see it on the plane, it means that they were circling. Those are separate lights that were just turned on. So those 2 planes are coming in every 2 minutes. And as we're doing this, you can see another one in the distance that's going into the clouds right now. That's flashing hardcore. It's about to land every 2 minutes. Style Audit, is that like a very famous O'Hare thing every 2 minutes? Because it's interesting to me that there's only 3 spots that they fly into from 3 different directions. But most of the time, I've been told, even if you're coming from like the west, they'll hit the bottom of the lake in Indiana and they'll circle around, and it's a way for them to, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a way for the airport to have a very consistent path for the landing. I could be wrong. I'm trying to think. That's what I'm doing right now. Trying to think. When I fly, yeah, I think that's correct, Style Audit. When I fly, I believe we almost always, no matter west, trying to, most of the time I'm coming from the East Coast, so we definitely hit the lake. But I believe even if you're coming from the West Coast, you hit the bottom of the lake, like Indiana area, and then you kind of circle around towards Chicago. I believe so. Let's see what you said. That's how they stack them up. Waiting to land. If added runways now, yes. From living on the path. Oh, you know it from living on the path. So when you see the planes, are they almost always coming from the east? Do they appear to always be coming from, from the east? Is that the way it appears? I have no idea. I just realized that right now. I know that's what my plane was supposed to do, the one that never made it, but famously, they show the path that it was supposed to have gone on, and obviously, unfortunately, all those people that are gone kills me. This summer was a rough one. If it wasn't for the wedding this summer, I probably would have been a much bigger mess this year, but this is the first year that I went live for you guys. You guys haven't seen me fall apart. See, even that plane coming up, I truly believe that plane out there that you see the flashing light, I think that plane is coming from the east. And that plane just flipped around right above us was coming from the west. I believe they all circle down. I just realized this. And it makes so much sense too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to see if it's circling from the back. Yeah. They're all coming from the bottom. It seems like they must all hit the bottom of the lake and they don't just fly over it. It seems like no matter where they're coming from, they take that extra 5 minutes once they hit Michigan area, whatever, and they don't fly directly over the lake, which is famous. If planes, if they can avoid flying directly over water, they do. International planes will always fly over water, obviously, but I believe that domestic flights, they try, like there's a zone in America. I can't remember the name of the zone, but it's in a very rare spot where there are not a lot of airports nearby, and the mountain, it's like very mountainous. It's actually it may not be in America. I believe it's the same mountains that where Mount Everest is, and the planes, so it might not be in America. I can't remember, but I believe the planes always circle around that area, because if they had to do an emergency landing, they wouldn't be able to because of the mountainous terrain and the lack of airports. And so you can look on the flight patterns, like if you Google flight patterns, I know most of you guys don't care about this stuff, but if you Google flight patterns, you'll see that that's one area that they always fly around. I've actually seen it. Like, they've shown it really well. It was something that I've actually seen before. Guys, I think I didn't drink enough today. It's like I was at the beach thinking, oh, it's September, and I have the biggest headache. I'll bet you I didn't drink enough. I'll bet you that's what it is. What do you think, Style Audit? You think I didn't drink enough? I think I didn't drink enough. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. I got to get some apples. I forgot to bring apples. How cool is that, though, guys? You know that if I were to, like, fast forward from the beginning of this video to the end, it would be pretty cool just to watch the sunset and the lights come out of the building. I'll see if I can do, like, I'll see if I can make a short out of this video showing it, the sunset. I am absolutely certain at this point that the planes come around, because I'm seeing them come from like 4 different directions, and they only come from the bottom of the lake where they can come straight to Indiana or Chicago. I'll bet they do not fly directly over. That's my guess. It's probably an extra 10 minutes to go around, and I'll bet you they do. I really will bet you, because I know there was a time where they flew directly over, and I remember there was a time where to fly to New York from Chicago, it was not as long as it is today. It is, without a doubt, it's a longer flight, depending on the day your flight. It's about 2 to 2.5 hours. I remember it used to be like an hour and 45 minutes, the flights from New York, but like, I remember that clearly. Yeah, for sure. The way the lighthouse is set up, I'm positive now that I'm correct. Wow, Style Audit. I can't believe I never realized that until just now. They all basically, no matter where they're coming from in the country, probably unless they're coming from up. No, I bet you even if they're coming from up, they probably make that quick circle, because Chicago is that just a tiny dot around the lake. So they probably all do it. Yeah, just O'Hare. There you go. Have some juice. Ironically, I had silk milk, almond. I just did some almond milk, so hopefully that'll help. I forgot to bring apples, Style Audit. Seems like you're the only one here, Style Audit. Tell me about your live. How was your experience? I really want to know. Let everybody know when people watch this. Guys, anybody, Amy's not here to drop the link, but I will just say, I'm going to spell it out. Style, as exactly as it sounds. Audit, exactly as it sounds. And then 1A. Style Audit 1A. So S, Sam, Tom, Yellow, Leonard, Eve, Ant, Under, Doctor, Israel, Tom, 1, Apple. I said, I spelled it out for you guys. So that's the full thing. Style Audit, STYLE AUDIT 1A. Style Audit. Can you please, you will not frustrate me by doing this. Throw it out there and I'm going to link it up. Can you just throw out your link? Style Audit, write it down. I want you to write out your app so that I can copy it. And then I'm going to put it through. Like, as soon as I'm able to get, like right after I stop this video, I'm going to put it through. So put out your info. I want people to have it. You can email it to me too again, but I want to be, if you want to put it right now in the chat, I can make it so that even after the chat, when people watch it again, they'll see it. Again, guys, this is a friend of mine, somebody who I personally know, not just somebody who's a follower. Style Audit 1A is a personal friend of mine and did her first live today. So what'd you say here? Okay. Grass Owl will teach you about planes. There you go. Good. You will like the part about Buddhist Makul in Tibet story. I probably will. Just put the @ sign in front of what I said. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Style Audit. That's exactly correct. There you go. No spaces. Okay, thank you. I'm going to say it again. S as in Sam, T as in Tom, Y as in Yellow, L as in Leonard, E as in Eve, A as in Apple, U as in Umbrella, D as in Doctor, I as in Israel, T as in Tom, 1, A as in Apple. STYLE AUDIT 1A. And obviously you put the @ sign, and then you will see Style Audit's first live. How did it go? Did you feel comfortable? I'm giving you a chance because I want you to be able to. Did you feel comfortable? Hopefully you did. Hopefully you felt comfortable. Oh, no problem. No problem. Have a good night, Sue. Have a good night. Exhilarated? Exhilarated. Oh, exhilarated. So what? Okay. Style Audit, where were you? Did you go to the, Sue, you're the best. Brash, silly, and sassy, I bet. But where did you do it? Did you do it from your location, or did you do it at the, like, what did you, like, go ahead and tell the chat. What did you do? Where were you? We're going to give Style Audit a chance here to respond. Tremendous follower of mine. And again, I repeat, I know Style Audit on a personal level. So I'm more than happy to let all of my viewers know that you guys would love Style Audit. Such a unique individual. She's really awesome. One day we spent like a full day together. That day that, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's a big, well, that's the one I had 750 people in one of them. There was a different video that I did with Mindy, and it also had tremendous views, and Style Audit was with us. Literally fair in Printers Row. Okay, nice. So you were there. I am jealous, Style Audit. I wanted to be there. How did it go? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel like yourself? Did you feel like what did you feel? As a psychologist, I'm always super curious to this specific type of information. Like, what was your experience? If I may be so bold as to ask. As you guys look in the distance. And for all you guys that make fun of me that I talk too much, with my spectrum bullshit that I have to deal with. You guys will get a few moments of more silence, but we'll just wait. Style Audit's still there. We want to hear Style Audit. What'd you audit? If you're still there, we're still here. Okay. My style is not like others. We know that. God, guys, if I'm laughing because Style Audit's saying not like others. Style Audit is an extremely unique character. Style Audit, no one would ever mistake anything that you do from anybody else. You are such an interesting individual. So she says, if for anybody who's watching this on the replay, my style is not like others. However, I embrace laughter as medicine. I was having so much fun. Phenomenal. That's awesome, Style Audit. And like I said, Style Audit, I am extremely jealous that you were there. YG, if you go back to like about an hour in, I talked about you as being one of the people. You know, once a few of you people are coming in, and YG 123, YG, tell your Rebbe, your Balabusta, that I really do plan on calling. I was just able to go live, and so right now though, for Style Audit, we're giving Style Audit a chance. Style Audit did her first live today, so we're giving her a chance to express what it was, and then I will give a recap on everything that I discussed, YG, but I do recommend, YG, that you listen from the beginning, and the links that I will provide after, Amy already provided. YG, I highly recommend that you check out, because today we had a very serious conversation about some stuff, so please. Okay, Style Audit, Style Audit is saying, she let herself loose, she's LOL, because I was having my own fun, even if no one cares. Style Audit, we all care, okay? That's first of all. Yes, congrats, thank you, YG, that's exactly the right attitude. Exactly the right attitude. But YG, we had a very serious conversation today with regards to some of the stuff that's going on out there in the world of the anti-Scientology movement, and there's a lot of discussion about some very specific people, and I happen to have a personal relationship with some of those people. And Juanita, oh no, I just dropped something. Hold on, guys, it's pitch black outside. I gotta be careful not to drop. Okay, Juanita's here. I definitely have to give a little bit of a recap. Why don't we wait? Let's see if a few other people pop in. Oh, I keep dropping this. It is pitch black where I'm at. I know you guys can see the lights in the distance, but where I'm sitting, it's pitch black. I will watch on the way home. I will. Making up imaginary conversations for Scientology while I film them running to the police. Oh, that's awesome, Style Audit. That is awesome. Yes, say hi to Juanita, YG, everybody. Say hello to each other. Juanita, you're also going to want to watch this later. This today wasn't just a random live. It was very specific. You guys are more than one. And Style Audit, the next time that you go live, why don't you thank you, Juanita. Style Audit, why don't you do this? If you want to do me a favor and you put in your own little personality, because you are such a unique individual, the next time that you go live, you're more than welcome to discuss everything I discussed today. Style Audit, I mean that. If tomorrow you want to go live and you want to say, this is what's going on, this is what Israel's experience is, and so on and so forth, please, by all means, you are more than welcome to take all the info. You can take all of the you could take everything from my introduction to my conversation today, where I let everybody know that I was going live on my page, to every single link that was used. Juanita, please. Juanita, you too, but I'm sorry, I meant Style Audit. By all means, take it. Take it. Run with it. Give your own little spin on what I had to say today. Let people know, if you want, my experiences. It might give you, only if you want to, but it might give you the content and desire to do another live right away. Sometimes it's good to do it right away, another live. Don't just do, one. Kind of get used to it, and I'll check in. Yes, Juanita, please check it out. It's important to me, Juanita. Juanita, you personally will really love it. So I'm happy. And I'm going to recap. I know that today Wendy has a lot more followers than I do, but a lot of my followers are also followers of Wendy. So I know that he went on at 7. He knew that I was doing this. I let him know in advance. I really wanted to make sure he knew, because I didn't want to and he said it doesn't matter because people will watch on the replay. But if people come in from Wendy's channel, then I don't know when he's going to be done. But if people pop in from Wendy's channel, I will definitely give a recap on everything. And I don't normally say this, but if you guys can give a thumbs up today for the live, anybody that's watching it on the replay, it would be a huge help. Because even if you don't want to respond, as I requested everybody should do, even if you do not want to respond, at the very least, you're giving me the knowledge that you actually have an interest in me going through with what I discussed today, besides being on the spectrum and all that other stuff. I actually connect with YG on a tremendous level too. YG is support vegetables. Oh, Style Audit, you're awesome. Such a unique person, by the way, guys. Style Audit's an extremely unique individual, as is everybody, but Juanita too. Juanita, it's going to become wintertime again. Please don't scare us when you come outside with like no coat and you're freezing. This year I'm going to start bringing extra gloves, Juanita. Juanita sits out there, it's freezing cold, and we're all scared she's going to get blown away. We're always scared for Juanita. It's windy on that street because of the tunnel wind that's created by the specific spot that it's at. Okay, good. You'll do recap. It's better for my focusing ability. Like I said, YG, I connect with you not on every aspect, but my symptoms for being on the spectrum are unique. YG, there's like one, like more of a personal thing that YG got to see when I was there, and I told her, I warned her that if we basically that certain symptoms that I have were going to pop out, and it became abundantly clear. They were kind of laughing as to how in tune I am with YG. Just to throw it out there, I didn't eat much yet today. Oh God, that was hilarious. Yeah, we had a good time. But Juanita, I'm serious. This winter, you better tell me if you don't have like gloves and stuff that like you could stand outside. I'm not going to let you stand out there this winter freezing. No, not happening again. I'm going to start bringing out blankets. You scared the crap out of me last year. Last February and March, Juanita scared the crap out of me. Got the wind and the snow and everything, and Juanita standing there like it's no problem. About your brain when you were falling asleep. Okay, now you're just doxing me, YG. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Oh my God, I do not care, YG. I do remember everything you said, by the way, YG. Yes, I do. You would be very surprised. I actually remember. YG, you're fine. You didn't have to erase it. You're totally fine. YG, you're totally fine. You did not have to erase it at all. But YG, I do remember. I really do. It would be easy for YG to believe, and for her to correctly believe, that I might not have been able to listen to everything that she was telling me. But I actually did. I actually listened to everything. And I'm good friends with her family, especially her husband's family. And but I haven't seen anybody. When I got back to Chicago, I did see some of the rabbis, guys I'm referring to, in the school that I used to go to, and I told them how cool it is, YG, that I didn't explain anything beyond that. We connected, but I talked about Yecheskel and stuff, and people knew exactly who he was, and people knew. It was kind of cool. People knew exactly who he was. I'm like, yeah, you guys remember. Everybody remembers. I was talking to my brother in Israel, my best friend in the whole entire world, literally like a brother to me. I was telling him about it, and I was asking him, and he completely remembered. And then we actually got on a three-way conversation with myself, my brother, and YG123, and he gave a bracha to you guys, which is tremendous. YG, I'm telling you, tremendous, tremendous. And yeah, YG, after the wedding and everything, and I was just like so burnt out, I took like a week off, and then I finally came back and I did one live, and now this is like I'm going to get more consistent with my lives. I really should text you also, YG, before I'm going live, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that I'm going to start going live again. I was so burnt out from traveling this summer, but I love it. I love going live, so I love sharing with you guys everything. And again, YG will completely understand what I was saying about why I talk the way that I talk and all the symptoms that I have from being myself personally being on the spectrum. So no pressure. YG, you're awesome. You are awesome. Next time, I'm not going to forget the cake, too. I saw the cake in the store, and I was thinking about you guys. I'm like, oh, my God, I can't believe it. Yeah, there's a specific cake that YG123 loves, and I was supposed to bring it with me, and I didn't. But I will say this, YG, I put on, oh, wow, my battery is going down to 15%. I might have to actually start moving. Let me see, can I find the battery without dropping everything? Because I will drop everything and it is pitch black. No, I actually believe I could do this. I actually believe I could do this. Before the cabbage goes bad and the fish. Oh, God, that's hilarious. You're awesome, Style Audit. You all are awesome. I'm really happy that Style Audit, that you went live today. Because you know what, Style Audit, I waited very long before I went live. I was not one of the people that just jumped right into it. I did not at all. It took me time, so. But hang on, guys, I found my charger. I got to do this slow because if you drop something in this pitch black, it's like you could find it, but it would be difficult. So let me just make sure that I'm doing this. I have an extra wide. I have an extra long cord too. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back with you. Here we go. This is the pocket. Well, I was organized today, as I try to always be, and because of the organization, I am actually capable of getting out what I need. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I am just searching right now for the battery plug. I got the battery. Now I just need the plug. Let me just disconnect it from. Okay, disconnected. All right. Let's see. Here we go. I'll be right back with you guys. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, and then we're going to get the power hooked up. Hang on, guys. Oop. Here we go. Wow. And I am charging. Nice. Next time you are invited for dinner to take it home with you, there you go. Exactly right. No, if I eat like in the middle of the day or like whatever, like earlier, it doesn't happen. It's only if like I go through my day and then I eat, I'm just like, that's it. But if I eat, let's say like I wake up at like, or I rest or I'm just chilling till like noon and then I eat at like 2 or 3, I don't fall asleep. Next time I come, we'll have lunch and I'll just eat earlier and I won't have the problem that I have. I have this one symptom, guys, that I was warning them. But you know what's so hilarious, YG? I gave this huge review for a pizza shop in Baltimore. And I was just saying, like, I was disappointed. And I was just saying, I came from a spot where like some of the best pizza I've ever had. And they actually invited me to come in and tell them how I think they should make pizza, because I do have 4-point-something million views on my reviews on Google Maps. By the way, you guys are always more than welcome to go on my account, Google Maps account, and make comments about everything that I do. I'm a level, almost a level 9. I think there's like level 10 is the highest level. It takes like a couple million to get to level 9, and I'm at like level 9 of a reviewer. Anyway, I reviewed this one pizza shop in Baltimore, and I was comparing it to the pizza shop by YG, and literally, yeah, it isn't bad. I didn't even do it on purpose. It's really because of my son, when he was little. They used to love the pictures that I would take with him, no matter where we went. The pictures would always end up on Google Maps. But YG, I gave a review, and then after that, I gave a review by the pizza shop by you. If you go on Google Maps, you'll see my review, and I talked about you guys. I didn't say your name, but I said that part of the enjoyment that I experienced eating that pizza was that I had it with some of the best people. You could check out my review on Google Maps for, was it J2, right? J2 in Lakewood, New Jersey. There's a J2 in New York, in Manhattan, and it's awesome that you guys have a branch. It's so dope, in my opinion. So dope. Hopefully Juanita has, yeah, you guys can definitely share. You still didn't try to toast pizza? That's just, yeah. I want you to know that the fact that you guys believe that there's an even better spot is so exciting for me, because pizza is one of my favorite foods. And I'll say this about pizza, because like burgers or meat, Chicago literally has the best for kosher food. Literally the best. I would make the argument that it is literally the best kosher burgers, steaks, whatever, in the world, potentially, for sure in America. And I have your contact style on it. I'm going to check out your email too. Don't worry about it. But YG was saying that there's an even better pizza shop. And what I'm saying is, when I go to other places and enjoy the food, because there's, if you go to a big enough Jewish community, then you end up with better and more restaurants than you typically do. And definitely where YG is from, many more restaurants than we have in Chicago. Because we keep kosher and stuff like that. And so, no, sure. She's probably saying, sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The best burger in the world in Chicago is by a place that's called, it's literally considered, it won like awards, huge awards. It's called, the place is called Ken's Diner. It's a kosher restaurant that is sports themed. They have some of the most expensive and greatest autographs from all the teams and different stuff, but their burger is very famous. It's called the Burger Buddy, and it is Buddy Burger. I forget which, either Buddy Burger or Burger Buddy. You can Google it. It's literally considered it's considered top 10 burgers in the world, according to just like the restaurant reviewers. But I would say kosher wise, it's probably number 1. And I'm not just being, it's not just because I'm from Chicago that I say so, because my whole point that I'm making right now is I was very willing to admit to YG that in Chicago we do not have, I repeat, we do not have the best pizza. So like having pizza there is so awesome. No, I put my lighter somewhere, and now I want to see something and I can't, because, hang on guys, give me just a second, let me see it. Uh-oh, looks like I really lost it. Not a big deal, but it is interesting that I lost it. I knew this was going to happen. Trying to find a light, guys, hold on. Hang tight, guys. I know that there's a light on. I have a military flashlight here somewhere in there. Is it in this pocket? Oh! Oy, oy, oy. This is what I do not want to happen. Sorry, guys. Everybody bear with me. That's exactly what I did not want to happen. So sorry. I'm going to find what I need here. Hang tight, guys. Hang with me. Hang tight. Maybe it's in this pocket. It could be it's in this pocket. I have a new backpack, so I reorganized all of the way that I travel around. And it's potentially in this pocket. Hang on, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, no, wait. I didn't even put my hand in there. I thought my hand went in the pocket. It did not. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. And I found it, I think. Yep. Whoa. See that, guys? I do have with me a military switch. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, let's hope nothing fell out. Hang tight, guys. I'm trying to organize this appropriately, and it's not working out the way I wanted it to. Now, you guys are just looking at the oar of the boat instead of looking at what I want you to be looking at. Let me just close these pockets so nothing else falls out. There we go. Hang on, guys. So sorry. So sorry. Bear with me. Hang tight, guys. There, you guys have your view back. Just give me a second here. Having this light is so convenient, so... And I got it. Oh, no! I'm letting you guys fly everywhere. Hang on there. Keep you guys... Okay, I'm going to have to reset this up. Hold on. It's actually a better idea to do it in here anyway. Here, let's see what we got. So sorry, guys. So sorry. It'll get better in a second. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we stand still here. Come on, dude. Talking to my phone now, of course. I do like this little thing that I have. It bends in all different directions. Okay, I think it's good now. We'll make sure I have everything. I did find it, guys. So this is what I'm looking at, guys, by the way. What's that light right in front? That's interesting. Something's reflective. Hang on, guys. I just want to go see. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, let's see what you guys got going on. Okay, so sorry. Yeah, pizza is awesome. We have good pizza in Chicago, right? Amy, I know, right? Amy had to go to sleep. I do have your contact. Style Audit, Juanita. What's the best burger in Chicago? Burger Buddy Burger. You can Google it. Easy to find at Ken's Diner. Yes, definitely text me your channel on your email. Okay, I'll check it out. I'm going to. Pat's Pizza, but it's probably not it's probably not kosher, Juanita. Since I started my own religion, psychic dudeology. I'm still waiting for people to send me doodles. I hear you. Burger Buddy, yes. It's quarter pound or a half a pound of meat all in one thing. Here's a doodle for your style. Blair Witch movie right now, right? I know. Oh, place called Kento drive through the same as Ken Diner. Really? That's also. Oh no, it's not the same. Kento, no. This is called Ken's Diner. It's on Dempster Avenue in Skokie, Illinois. I'm breaking your bones. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's plenty of cheap places to stay, and if you give enough notice, sometimes people can hook you up. Amy, do you hear me? Amy is sleeping. Juanita. It does look like I'm in Gary. I'm not at all in Gary. I'm like literally by the lake in like, I'm even north. I think I look scary at night. You're trying to wake her up? No, she needs to sleep. She was here earlier, but she needs to get her sleep. It's actually pretty cool that this light is now here. I can, yeah. Don't try to wake her up. Yeah, Ken's Diner is its own little place, Ken's Diner. It's very famous. It's a famous, you can easily find it. Hammond, Indiana. I'm not even close there. I'm not even in the city. This is, what you guys are looking at is actually all the way north is Evanston. Even if I look behind me, I can't see the city. I'm on the north side, way, way north. Way north. You know what the main reason that I pointed out? Because Hammond, I hate Gary Hammond. The view from there, it is like an interesting view that actually is, I will admit, there are similarities to the view that you guys are looking at, and all the way out there in Indiana, but this is not at all. I'm not a fan of that area, so I just like to point out that it is not at all. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. I think this is the best idea. I'm gonna see if I can get this to hold it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to okay, it might have worked. Okay. You guys hear her singing? There's a lady singing. Yeah, not Hammond at all. You guys are looking. I'm not even by Navy Pier. You did miss her again. I know, YG. You'll be all right, though. It's not downtown. It's on Dempster. It's in Skokie, so it's north. It's that way. North. Where'd you used to live? You used to play softball years ago. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is definitely where softball is, Juanita. You are right. This is all the way north. Yes, Juanita, there's a lot of softball. Yeah, it is correct. Juanita definitely knows where I am. Stepping on things now. Trying to check if they're my things. I just got so beached out today because it was like 80s, in the 80s today in Chicago, which is not that unusual. Everyone in Chicago is pretending like it's unusual, but it's not that unusual. It's really not at all that unusual. But it was like in the 80s today, so. Yeep. Jeep. Whenever I see people write Yeep, I think of my Jeep that I'm so upset I don't have anymore. You're from Milwaukee. Very cool. Jack of all trades. That's awesome. Well, Jack, if you're interested in all the Scientology aspects and trauma and hearing a unique perspective that's coming from both a clinician and somebody with personal experiences And you're more than, I don't know if you know my story or anything about who I am, but if you'd like, you're more than willing to kind of Google who I am and then watch this video from the beginning. And I think you'll appreciate it, because usually when I go live, we just talk about random stuff. Today there was an agenda. It is only part one. There will be another part, but mostly only if you guys want it. Jack of all trades, are you, and it's okay if you're not, but are you subscribed? Tonight I'm asking people because I'm asking for my subscribers to see. You'll watch my video and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. But I'm asking everybody if they want me to. You're in Detroit. Love Detroit. My wife's from Detroit. Worked and grew up in Detroit. So, but if you are a subscriber, then you will see there's going to be a little poll that's being taken if you guys are interested in furthering the conversation that I had today. So good. Thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, good. So Jack, because as long as you're a subscriber, you'll see this after it goes on, and you'll let me know how interested you are in doing a part two. It looks like everybody's very interested. That's what it appears like. That everyone's truly interested in what I was saying that I'll do. I happen to have a personal relationship with some of the people that are being called out right now, I guess I would say, in the anti-Scientology movement. And I spoke of some strong words earlier that and I meant it from the bottom of my heart, some emotional stuff. And then you guys can decide what you think about what I discussed. But YG is Brachela Schluffen. I wonder if Brachela Schluffen. But Jack of Trades, definitely keep on top of everything, so you can decide if you're interested in what I'm offering. I don't want to do it unless people want it to be done. Well, I think I said that properly. I think that's one of the best ways to say what I kind of been putting out there. I only want to do what people want to be done. I don't want to do it if people are not interested in it, because it's going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for me to do this, but I'm willing to do it and spend time doing it. It's not even like I'm asking for the financial support even. I'm just saying if it's something you guys are interested in, then I'm willing to give it a shot. There's also no guarantee 100% that I'll be able to do what I'm trying to do, but there's a good chance that it can happen if people are interested. So you guys can check out what I said. I discussed a little bit today. I'll just mention that it was about Lincoln Park, but I have as you will hear when you rewatch this, I have a very personal relationship with not like it's not like we're best friends or anything, but I do have a very specific personal relationship with some people that are connected, and I don't mind reaching out and kind of putting people on the spot and etc. if that's what people want. I'm even willing to offer it to bigger channels than my own, like let's say Streets would want it, and I would 100% let him just take it up. For now, Baruch Hashem, I hear that. Sluffin. Shannon, purple hair girl, does it too. Shannon is amazing, by the way. Shannon is a very close friend of mine. It looks like a rifle. It is kind of. It actually does attach to a Glock or a Desert Eagle, the light that I have. It's a military flashlight. So, because you wouldn't believe it, but the distance out there that this thing can see for being just a tiny little flashlight, it's actually very powerful. So this is my entire hand. That's my fingers at the end, so you guys can see. That's the length of it, but it also has a in the front, those little lights right there, the little notches are to break a window and cut seatbelts in case of emergencies. You left her this letter. Let Amy. Okay, I'll let Amy know. I'll let Amy know. I will let Amy know. Amy will be more than happy to say hello and reconnect. But I can still stay live. That's the truth. I might start walking, but besides walking, I can. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. You guys are going to like this. We're going to go for a walk to the boats. That's what we're going to do. I actually have the time to do this right now, and I haven't gone live in a while, so I'll keep the flashlight on. Make sure that everything is tucked in nice. Oh no. Nah, hope not. Trying not to lose this one bottle. There is a bottle that I'm trying not to lose. And you guys will get to see the volleyball players as well. Hang on. It's not pocket time, but I won't be able to hear, or I'm sorry, hear. I won't be able to see anything you guys are writing. Let me just make sure. There's actually like a little forest behind me, which is kind of cool. Shannon has a big brain. Shannon is awesome. I love Shannon. Shannon and Wendy. Shannon was the first, but Shannon and Wendy are the two that got me started going live. I started going live because of one time when Solomon came in, but I just wanted things to be documented, and so I went live. But that was the first time I had ever gone live, and Shannon is the one that helped me do it. So if anybody enjoys my stream, you can thank Shannon and Wendy, specifically Juanita helped too, and so did Nance Drew, and so did Corn and Trashy, who I haven't seen in a long time. Juanita, have you seen Trashy at all? I literally haven't seen him in a long time. Sorry guys, I'm walking backwards because I want to be able to see if something falls. So but that's the lake, by the way, guys. I'll stop for a second. How cool is that? I got the flashlight hooked up in a slick spot so you guys can see it. But I'm gonna come to a really cool spot really soon, guys. You guys are gonna love this. Anybody who wants to stay for probably about another half hour, you guys will appreciate this. You will. But I want you to know that anybody that reads, anybody that reads it too, but anybody that is interested in what I had to discuss today, hang on guys, I just want to see if this is the best flat spot, because you don't want to walk where there's footprints, because that's where it's harder to move and maneuver. I have like a little cage thing with me and my backpack and everything else, but it was easy to rolling. But yeah, I'll check out what you guys are saying in a second, but feel confident to go ahead and comment on everything that I addressed today. And if you guys are truly interested, then I will absolutely push and do the best that I can to get you guys the opportunity that I'm offering, as long as it's what you want. It obviously will end up costing me time and some financial components if I have to fly out somewhere, but I'm more than willing to do it if people are interested. More than willing to do it. Oh wow, we got people. Let's see. You okay? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, there are people chilling by the lake, just making sure that people are okay. I think I scared her, that's why but yeah. All right. I'm trying to get to the flatlands, as they say. I don't know why it's not Here we go, flatlands. But yeah, so I mean, as long as you guys have a desire and you want, I'm more than willing to oblige. Let me. I'm literally doing this because I don't mind that it's like a workout to get my stuff back if I come out for like a whole day. Because of like kosher and everything, so I always have to bring food if I want or whatever else it is. Sometimes I pass out in the afternoon. YG will tell you I'll pass out in the afternoon if I eat something. I actually did not today, but I believe it's because I got like unexpectedly too much sun, and typically I'll have more fruit with me that help. And YG, ironically, if I have some fruit, like even a lot of fruit in the middle of the day, I don't necessarily pass out. But I literally just switched hands because I'm a little bit obsessive, and I'm like, well, if I worked out that hand X, Y, and Z, then I got to make sure the other hand gets the same treatment. So that's what I just did. Sorry, a little bit out of breath. Where's my shoes? Yeah, they're in there. Okay, good. Squished, but in there. All right. That's a good thing. I can get them out later. I don't need them at the moment. I like grounded. My feet grounded, as they say. I think people call it grounding. Some people call it earthing. I forgot. There's a few words that people use to describe it. But every single day a person should take about 15 minutes. I think clinically it's been shown. Typically about 15 minutes a day is unbelievable for your health. Like unbelievable for your health. Like you would not even believe how unbelievable it is for your health to, I didn't flash over there. No, okay, good. You wouldn't believe how unbelievable it is for a person if you just walk on the grass, the sand, or in natural waters. So that could be a river, that could be a lake. Even lakes that are created, like in the basin, I forgot the word, but even lakes that are created and end up attached to natural water, it's unbelievable. And in ironically, in Judaism and Islam, there are very specific responsibilities to go, especially the women in Judaism. They go to these bathhouses, beautiful bathhouses, and ironically, it's the law to make sure that, when I say law, it just means like a good deed when you're in water that's connected to nature. So the ultimate place is actually the lake. And YG, 1, 2, 3. You'll love this, but I always dunk in the mikvah when I'm at the lake. I swim way out, and I make sure to do a legit dunk. We dunk in water. So it's Elul. It's an important Jewish month, guys. Very significant, important Jewish month. And it's the month that leads up to... Here, YG, you can do what Amy usually does, and you can explain things if you want. But it's a month that leads up to... it's actually not the new year. It's called the head of the year, which is Rosh Hashanah. I'm sure many of you have heard of that. And it's the month that leads up to this. Incredible, incredibly spiritual. All right, hold on, guys. I want to put my flashlight on my belt. Absolutely incredible spirituality that you can experience. And YG, by the way, I blow shofar every day. When I was in Tells, I learned how to do it. I don't know if everybody here is aware of what that means, but if you are, I think some people find it to be kind of cool that I actually don't look like the type of person that would know how to do all that stuff, but I do. And YG's grandfather, YG123's grandfather, he helped teach me a tremendous amount regarding it. So let's see if we can walk all the way around so that we're not dropping anything. Okay, let me see. What have you guys said? Have you guys said anything important as I babble away? Okay. All right. Solomon is 17 years old, jack of all trades. I'm very close to Solomon's parents, so. You have not seen him? Oh, yes, I know, Trashy. I was wondering about that. Thank you, Juanita. That's what I was wondering. You see where I'm on Google's map? That's hilarious. Are you near a Dollar Tree? I don't know. This is a fancy restaurant, right? I'm not near a Dollar Tree. Now I'm still like in the wilderness. There's a huge park that I still have to go through just to get back to the city. You'll be feeding me next time. Grounding is messed up pretty bad. Really? For me, it's phenomenal. Juanita, you have a shofar. That's awesome. Spangles in Kansas has the best burger. YG123. YG123, I talked about you. I just want you to know that I had time to go live and I was thinking to myself, oh, hopefully they'll see it, because I felt like it was important. I thought I was going to be able to call you first. That's what I thought. And then go live. But I had promised Amy, because Amy could only stay today for a half hour. And Amy was helping me tremendously with YG123. You're going to have to go back and watch a lot of what I spoke about today. You're going to want to get a gist. In a minute, once I sit down, I'm going to do like a brief recap, so stay. But I just want you to know that, like, if you're asleep, fine. But if not, the second that I get off live, you are the next. I will be calling you, literally. Ow. I can't see here. It's supposed to be grounded, but it's a lot of like bigger rocks. Why is that? I should probably have my flashlight out again. Hold on. This flashlight is truly a lifesaver. So. Of course, the second that I do the flashlight, everything works out perfectly. But YG123, definitely check it out. And then I'm going to call you tonight. If you're sleeping, you're sleeping. If you're sloughing, you're sloughing. If not, what I'll do is I'll text the second I'm done, and then I'll talk to you about some stuff. But anyway, guys, so I really wanted to know, and if you haven't listened to this live from the beginning, you might not fully comprehend why I'm asking this question, but I am super curious, and I'm not looking right now. I apologize at the moment. I usually try to look at my chat, but I am asking specifically if people are interested in me. I will be doing a part 2 to today's thing, and then upon that, I will be making a decision as to whether or not I'm going to continue to attempt and do something very cool, powerful, emotional, and therapeutic, but only if it's something that you guys have a desire. I don't want to do it just because I myself personally want to. I want it to be something that you guys want for me to do live. Otherwise, it's not pointless, but it's, how do I say? Not pointless, but it's, I mean, it's not even about the money, but there will be time and effort that will be put into what I've discussed today, if you guys are interested. And I just don't want to, if you're not interested, it's fine. For me, it's like pointless to do. Here, I'm going to ground on the, oh, that feels good. It's kind of pointless for me to push really hard to get the info and connections to all the important people if it's not something that you guys want. But if enough people want it, then I will do it. And keep in mind, this is not about me making money, because this is the first time since I've gone live where I really wish that I had the power, at least, that people do when they monetize, because then they can put like members only or whatever. And it's actually not because I want to make money. It's actually the opposite. I don't want to bother anybody for, I don't want it to be something that people just pop into my chat just for this. Now, that being said, if that is what people do, that's totally fine, as long as my hardcore, if you're a subscriber, you're a hardcore. So let me just say that straight up, because the amount of views that I get on many videos do not reflect how many subscribers I have. So if you're a subscriber, then you know that even if I don't necessarily remember your name on the spot, you'll know that I'm referring to you when I say my hardcore, my peeps in my chat. So all I would like to say is that if those of you have a desire to, to do, hold on, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not spilling this. If those of you have a desire for me to effectively go through the process of doing everything that I discussed, then I don't mind doing it. But it's really pointless if, not pointless, but if it's like just for like the rest of, I'm not doing it to try to get new subscribers. I think that's the best way for me to express it. Again, if you guys watch this, you'll hear loud and clear that there are plenty of people that have said that I talk too much or whatever. It's part of my diagnosis, but it's not because I like to talk. I actually would rather people just could read my brain so I didn't have to explain things. But either way, my point is that with regards to what I brought up today, it will take effort and time, and I 100% would love to do it if you guys have a desire. Somebody mentioned to me, oh, this is an opportunity for you to actually, make some money, and people will really pay to see you. And I'm just sitting there like, here's the popo, guys. And I'm just sitting there like, that is literally the opposite of what I want. I say, like, I could not even tell you guys. Let's see what you guys have to say. So sorry. Montrose Beast is near a Dollar Tree. I guess so. You got sick of watching the debate. I hear that. YG 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna watch it on like 1.5 times speed or 2 times speed. Who's winning the debate? Do you think Trump? Curly up on the debate stage now. 4 years ago, but lost the election. You are interested in you coming back? Well, that for sure. If you mean back to you, yeah. But I mean like making a part 2 on today's video. You'll check out what today's video. But if you know already, then yeah. Wendy's Junior Deluxe Burger is good too. Jack of all trades, I would if I didn't keep kosher. That election was 100% fair. Hey, everybody's got an opinion on that. You deserve to have yours. Yes, Jack, you got to watch it. Hey, TCD, you definitely have to check out TCD. You have to check out. You can at least put it like times 1, 2 speed. You don't have to watch. But I would say that you should definitely check out what this whole chat was about today, because you are exactly one of the people that will be of the people that will let me know literally whether or not I want to do something that could be powerful and therapeutic and whatever, but it'll take a lot of emotional, psychological, and just the whole component of all the characteristics that come with healing and trauma and stuff like that, and at the same time trying to attempting to put someone in a position where they have to respond and let me know what their stance is, for example, on Scientology. So Juanita, you'll really quickly see how Montrose Beach is. There's 2 parts to Montrose Beach, Juanita. One is literally, if no one speaks English on one of the beaches, and the other one is near the bar And that's like maybe half the people. So Juanita, Montrose Beach. Oh, I wish you were with me so that you could translate. It's such a cool beach. And people try to talk to me, but I'm trying to learn. ¿Cómo estás, Juanita? Bien? Muy bien. Me throwing out like the 3 words that I know. But everybody speaks Spanish at this one spot. This neighborhood is, ouch. See, I just did what I didn't want to do, scrape my toe. And typically speaking, this does not happen. Grounding works. Here I am. Boom. I really opened it up. I know I didn't screen, guys, but I actually opened. Wow. Oh, I blew that thing wide open. Uh-oh. All right. I'll deal with it as necessary. I'm going to have to clean that out. Oh, if I would have seen, but there was like a huge rock that was just sitting there and I can't see. I should be wearing shoes. Just typically I enjoy walking barefoot, but now that I just very seriously, I'm more than just stubbing my toe, guys, right now. Let's put it that way. Let me see how bad. Pretty bad. Split it open. All right. Gamzulitova. Should be a couple. I should put on my shoes for tonight just because you can't see it this one spot. The rest of it's totally smooth. This one tiny spot in between the restaurant and the boats, which I guys promised you. The boats. This is the part that I promised you. And I will be able to stop and dump some, clean my toe. Look at that, this dock. I can go down that dock right now. It's like the docks should be closed, but they're not. I'm going to sit in a second, guys, because I literally have to wash out my toe. I love like grounding and just walking without anything. And then YG tells me, oh, it hurts me. And boom. After all my talking about it being amazing, I don't think I have, like the entire summer for close to 4 months, I have not had this issue. But once in a while from my bad foot from the bus accident, not from the plane crash, the bus accident. So there's this one toe and it builds up a tremendous amount of, you can't really tell even, it looks normal. People don't even think it looks weird, but it builds up a tremendous amount of scar tissue. And then if like this happens like maybe once a year, my toe gets hit hard enough and it separates like all the way. People look at it and they're like, oh my God, you need stitches. But it's not. I do not need stitches. It looks that way. Wow. I'm like, I'm okay, yeah. People are concerned about my toe. Yeah, people got that going on good. All the docks are wide open. Should I go down and wash my foot off? I totally can. Interesting. Interessant. YG123. Interessant. Die Yeshivische Welt. Interessant. I live in one of these buildings in the distance. But I won't dox myself. I have a condo close to where I work during the week. Okay, I sat down. Now we're going to put something on my foot. Let's see what you guys are saying. Flexburger 169. Yeah. No, the burger buddy, it is at Ken's $17. Yes, it's I know it's expensive. Georgia's good burgers in Milwaukee. Really? Is that kosher? Jack of Trades? Yeah, TCD, you got to. Thought you were going to do me a recap. Okay. Okay, YG. There's enough people here now. Yeah, and good. Surprised Dave looking in Chicago. Oh, it's totally Jack. This is like a yuppie neighborhood. This is not like a dock on the bay, yeah. There is a stone for that thing. Yeah, I know. I know. You are correct. You are correct, YG. It's really, I probably shouldn't show this right now. Wow, it's completely split. Ooh. Wow, this is really, holy moly. Give me a second, guys. That is bloody water. Nobody's interested in seeing that. I'm literally doing this to get a light, guys. Alright, out comes the flashlight. I don't know. Yeah. And I have plenty of water deep down in man, let's see if I stop the bleeding at least. It's kind of bad. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's like bleeding all the way to the top, and it's not even, the top's not even, you know what, I'm going to cut this here, guys. Hang it tight. There you go. You guys can watch the doc. Kosher because you grew up in Milwaukee. Okay, then you know. There you go. Then you know. There you go. I'm going to cut open this bottle, and I'm going to ice my toe right now because I actually hit it a lot harder than I thought I did. All right, hold on, guys. I really... See, but this is why everybody thinks I'm nuts for carrying everything around with me. And boom, everything that I'm carrying around with me, I need. Out comes the surgical knife. I literally have a paramedic's surgical knife here too. We're gonna blast the toe. Sorry that I'm not watching you guys. Hang on, I'm cutting out ice from a bottle. Wow, this knife is sharp. I haven't even used it. I thought maybe it might not be sharp. I gotta be careful here. Came straight from the paramedics kit that I have with me at all times. So I was able just now to appropriately open up a knife that I don't want to cut myself with. Yeah. All right, let's see what we can do here with the ice. Okay, so let me see what you guys said, and then yeah, it's all right though. You're Christian, and Jesus says it's not what goes in your body that defies you, but that which comes out. Okay. Define you, I'm assuming you right. Defies you. Did you mean defines you? Or you meant actually defies you? I don't know. All right, you guys ready for the recap? I wasn't sure that I was even going to give one, but now that I'm stuck here for a little bit with my toe, until I at least cover it and bandage it, because it's actually pretty bad the way that I anyway, so I'm not looking at the chat right now. You guys can talk to each other if you'd like, but essentially okay, I'm going to try to do it like quick without, so I've had the opportunity in life to meet some incredible human beings. I've had the opportunity to meet celebrities and stuff like that. And I'm not mentioning anybody that doesn't have the right attitude, but I want to point out, like, anybody that knows who John Elway is or who Michael Jordan is. These are people that used to come visit us when we were kids, when we were teenagers, those of us that were suffering in the hospital, specifically with trauma. I'm kind of saying this quick, but hoping that it resonates. So essentially, there are good people out there in the world. There just are. And it's not very often that you meet just like a phenomenal individual, someone that's just unbelievable and just, just like a stellar, guy who's like doing everything they're doing for the right reasons and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you meet these people who are just absolutely incredible, and they have such a profound effect on you for the rest of your life. And, I've mentioned on a few occasions in the chat that I do have the opportunity to know some VIP type people. And so, someone like Michael Jordan, John Elway, these are people that they weren't doing it for the press. They weren't doing it for the PR. They knew that, there are a bunch of people suffering in the hospital that were sick, trauma, like physical trauma too, and stuff like that. And they would come visit us. And especially as a kid, Michael Jordan in Chicago, John Elway when I was in Denver, they would make it their business to regularly come by. This is not like a famous piece of information. It's just not. It's just, they were incredible. I'll never forget that Michael Jordan, I'll tell you guys stories one time about Michael Jordan, but the main story that I like telling is about John Elway, that both him and Michael Jordan, convinced me to not give up on trying to use my arm, which they initially told me I would never be. And I'm happy that I'm starting it off this thing, and it's going to connect. It's going to come back to Scientology, current events. But let me start off by saying that, I've had the opportunity to meet some absolutely incredible human beings and people that are out there, and everything they're doing, they do for the right reasons. And they do it because they care, and they do it because they want to help, and they do it because it's just a good thing to do, and they're just good people, and they just want to help. And I mean, I can't describe enough just how much these people, these incredible human beings who do not have to do what they're doing, and even if they do it, I'm not going to mention those that acted this way, but there are other people that I've met that, like, it was very much a PR stunt. It was like, okay, without getting into too much detail, but I'll tell you, right after the plane crash, when we were really stuck, a lot of us weren't allowed to even be flown out. We were in such a bad situation in the hospital in Sioux City, Iowa, and they didn't have the proper doctors. That they were flying in doctors, they were flying out. It was like some pure insanity type stuff. And there was a group of people that came to visit, and I can guarantee that they were good human beings, but they very much wanted the cameras on them. And I've had the opportunity to meet people that do not care about the cameras. They're not there for the PR. They're just not. They're there because they're good human beings. If I were to break down in my lifetime what I loved the most, let's say in sports, John Elway found out that he was literally my hero as a little kid. Michael Jordan found out that, like, how important it was to me. But with Michael Jordan, there was a hospital full of kids. John Elway, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play, was such an incredible human being that he literally came out there just for me, because he heard that I was such a big fan. There were rabbinical people, spiritual people from all communities. There were priests, there were imams, there were rabbis, there were like people that came out there, and even amongst the religious, there were, from each religion, there were plenty that were just perfectly kind-hearted people who were doing it purely for the sake of doing it. And then there are always people that are doing it for the PR, and that's understandable. That's just life. It's kind of the way things are, and that's the way she goes, as they say. And essentially, I had the opportunity as a young person to recognize the difference between the sincere and the I wouldn't say insincere, but I would say the sincere and the and those who had ulterior motives as well. And if I were to break down music in my life, it wouldn't me giving you, let's like a top 10 list of like my most, my favorite artists. So there are Jewish artists that were some of the first that I ever heard, some of the first music I've ever heard, and there's a few of them that are all in one category. And then there's a category of like where Eminem, Dr. Dre, and a couple other hip-hop/rap artists are in. Now that one, it all connects back to a artist by the name of Skylar Grey, another incredible human being. Skylar Grey, when I was 16, 17 years old, I would sit in it was kind of like a club/bar when I was like rebelling from the community, and we used to go there. And Skylar Grey is about I figured it out before when I did the Alive, probably about between 5 and 10 years, closer to 5 years younger than me. And Skylar Grey was a kid traveling with her mom, and they weren't famous, but they were famous in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, and in Illinois and Chicago, and a little bit outside the Midwest. She ended up becoming one of the most incredible artists of all time, who literally has made, and I'll just throw out examples, the song with P. Diddy, I'm Coming Home, the song with Dr. Dre, one of my favorite songs, I Need a Doctor, the song with Eminem, Love the Way You Lie, and then finally the song with Fort Minor, Where'd You Go? Those are some of my favorite songs in the world, right? And Skylar Grey became one of my favorite artists ever. And you know, John Elway TCD is an unbelievably incredible. You have no idea. He still leaves me tickets. Still today, 1989 till today, he leaves me tickets when the Broncos come into Chicago, and when I go to Denver and I meet up with him, he comes, he has lunch with me. Jack, come on now. What are we talking about? The alcoholics thing. I don't know exactly what you're saying. The auditor, Shannon, I don't know if you're referring to my friend Shannon, who's just an incredible human being. That's all. That's what I know about Shannon, the one that I'm thinking of. But anyway, guys, so my main point, YG123, just tell me if you guys are still in here also, because there's a lot that I wanted to make sure that you guys heard too. All of you guys, though. If you, I've said this before, if this is the first time that I've ever had a desire to actually be monetized, not to make money, quite the opposite, because the question that I'm going to eventually ask is a question that I want to hear only from the people that actually like to enjoy watching my channel, enjoy what I have to say. I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this, and if you rewatch the live, the question will be blatantly obvious and pointed out on numerous occasions. But the question is very simple. Some of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life were people by the name of Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington. Mike Shinoda actually was the first person. He actually created two groups. He created a rap group by the name of Fort Minor, and he created a rock band by the name of Linkin Park. And he's just one of the most incredible human beings. And, Chester Bennington always suffered from depression, and he had his own trauma type, issues and whatever else. And they were very sensitive towards this. And if I were to make a group of musicians, I would say like Noah Gunderson, Joshua Radin, the Counting Crows, Fort Minor is in this, and some of Linkin Park. But I wouldn't say that Linkin Park as a band is one of my favorite. That I wouldn't say. But I would say that Mike Shinoda, M. Shinoda, is definitely one of my favorite artists. And, Chester, of course, was the lead singer. But Mike Shinoda started the groups. He started the groups that I mentioned. And I know that there's a lot of questions going around regarding Linkin Park and everything that's going on with Linkin Park, and I understand that. But the question becomes very simple. I have the opportunity, in theory, to reach out straight to Mike Shinoda, and we're not best friends by any means. It's not like my relationship, let's say, with John Elway, just as an example. But I've had the blessing, because of the difficulties I've had in life, I've also had blessings that came from that. I got to meet some incredible human beings. Like I said, whether they're rabbis, rock stars, football players, basketball players. Mike Shinoda is one of the most sensitive, understanding, like incredible human beings that I've ever met. And he never came in there. Chester and M. Shinoda never were there visiting with like a PR team or whatever. Never. If we wanted to take a picture with them, that was one thing. But they were not there for anything besides they knew that, they're well known. They knew that they are rock stars or whatever, and they knew that they could help and they would come. And the incredible effect that they had on so many people is just, it's unbelievable. Mike Shinoda's a bit older than I am, but not that much older than I am. And being able to just sit and talk to him is just one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. And he is the one that created Linkin Park. I am not going to defend anything that's going on with Linkin Park. I don't know. I'm still myself investigating on a very like personal level. I already know for a fact regarding some of the other, whatever. I'm not going to name them all, but I know a good portion of the band that used to exist. I don't know exactly who's still left. Like, for example, the bass, the drummer, the guitar player, whatever. M. Shinoda plays almost every instrument, which a lot of people don't even know. But the point is that I haven't looked into the whole thing yet. I thought about it, though, tremendously when this came up, because I don't know Tom Cruise. So it's easy for me to say, oh, fuck Tom Cruise, or John Travolta. It's easy for me to say that because I don't know them. I have a personal relationship with individuals that were the most caring, sensitive, understanding individuals regarding trauma, regarding interpersonal relationships, the emotional intelligence that they carry with them. I don't know what this story is with regards to, the new lead singer. If my followers are interested, again, it's not going to be very easy for me. Now, I will say this, I didn't even bring this up until I reached out and made sure that I even have the potential of doing this, and it's not going to happen overnight, but I have the opportunity to potentially sit down with Mike Shinoda or go live with Mike Shinoda and get a statement directly from him. I'd really appreciate hearing directly from him what his thoughts are with regards to everything that's going on. And I know that that people in our little anti-Scientology community are doing a good job of holding other people accountable, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm very curious to know directly from the horse's mouth, what is your perspective on this? And if you guys are interested in it, it's something that I would love to do. Trauma is something that I literally have dedicated my life to. It's something that is extremely personal, and that which Mike Shinoda has done for me, and Chester, I pointed out, if you listen from the beginning, you'll get a better understanding even than what I'm saying right now. But both Chester and Mike Shinoda wrote one very specific song, and the song is called One More Light. One More Light Goes Out. And Chester, they created that song a couple of years actually before. They didn't release it until like very shortly before Chester left us, right, from this world, which is so sad. I can't even tell you how sad it is. It hurts to know that Chester is not with us anymore. But prior to that, they created a song called One More Light. And then, ironically or not so ironically, however you want to look at it, Chester passed away a couple years after the song was written, and only a short period of time after the song was put out under Linkin Park. And then eventually it became a song that was dedicated to Chester. Yeah, I mean, I think I did a good job earlier of not getting too emotional about it, but essentially it's something that became very personal to me when I heard everybody discussing this topic. You know, I heard other creators slash, other people that are in this community, some of them that are big streamers, have a lot to express. And I'm not going to sit here and defend anybody. I have no clue what's going on. And anybody that's done something disgusting or wrong, that's it. I mentioned before, I don't know these people at all, but like, which is another good example of me saying it's not like I know, everybody, but the ones that I do know, the people that I have met, I can easily say if they're good people or not. I've never met Ashton Kutcher or Mila Kunis or any of those people. I did love that TV show, that 70s show. The second that he was being held responsible for the horrific actions that he did and, took, like, it was very easy for me to just say, I don't care how much I love the show, screw you. Like I literally, it's visceral, when I think about it. It hurts to even think about it. I know people that have been affected like that, and it literally hurts to even think about it. So believe me, it's very easy for me to say, screw all those people. I just want to hear from their mouth. I want to hear from Mike's mouth, Mike Shinoda, M. Shinoda, what's going on and what his perspective is. And I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to take the time and whatever to reach out and try to get a response. Which again, I would not be even mentioning this if I didn't do that first part of seeing if I can even be in touch, making sure that I still have the right phone numbers to get through to him. I have not spoken to him yet, otherwise I would have had a conversation. But I'm doing my best to try to, I'm asking him for just a few moments. It's not like if he saw me, but if we bumped into each other and I'm like, oh, I'm the kid from Crash, and he would remember who I am. He's met a million people. He would only remember because it was famous, and he would only remember because Chester was obsessed with meeting with the kids that had experienced trauma. Chester used to say about himself that he felt selfish because he would see people that went through so much worse, let's just say, in theory, than he had gone through. I don't know if I agree with him or not, but it points to how unbelievable of a character Chester was. Chester came to the Middle East and traveled amongst numerous countries and had one of the most beautiful experiences in Jerusalem. And you guys can easily find the videos about that type of stuff. But my point is that if you're interested enough, if you guys are really interested in me doing this and allowing me to do it appropriately and sensitively and in a way that because I don't think I'll be able to get him live if he knows, the way that everybody's already viewing this. I'm going to try, but I for sure can get some kind of a response and a video that maybe we can do prior and I can edit with him. He's also the type of guy that would rather just be straight up. So I'm hoping that it can be, I just like live editing the video, then you feel like you don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try, but it's only if you guys want. And I'm saying this specifically to my subscribers. Even if I don't remember exactly who you are right now, if I see your name or whatever, if you've subscribed to my channel, you can definitely, I'm actually asking people that are watching this on the replay, or even if Juanita, Style Audit, TCD, YG123, when this video is put up publicly, I am requesting that you absolutely 100% make a comment as to whether or not you want me to do this, as to whether or not you think that it'll be something you're interested in. I'm trying to be as sensitive as I possibly can be with regards to the whole thing. I will say that I obviously, without any doubt, think it's disgusting what happened with Danny Masterson. I mean, it's just absolutely disgusting. I just don't know on a personal level, because I know how incredible of a human being some of these people are. I want to know the full scope of what they understand or the way they're looking at it, their perspective. And I really don't want to sit here and speak for him in any way, shape, or form. I'm literally here to say that if you guys are interested, then I will personally do my best to get him, to get a response from him. I don't know if I can. Like, even if I believe that I will reach him, because it's, I've already done kind of that part. The question becomes simply, will I actually get from him everything that you guys and anybody else would want? I don't know. I don't know if he'd be willing. I really don't. I have no clue, but I can try. And I'll put forth the effort as long as I know that you guys are interested. If you're not interested, then it's pointless for me, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just not going to spend a ton of energy getting through. If I do get through, I will be very direct, and I will ask questions. But I just want to stress one thing. The reason that I'm so baffled by this whole thing is because Mike Shinoda is literally one of the most incredible human beings I've ever met in my life. He's an absolute genius when it comes to writing lyrics. He's an absolutely incredible human being when it comes to compassion and understanding and everything else under the sun. He's such a real, legit human being, as I like to say about people. They're legit. When I say that, obviously everybody's legit, of course. When I say that, I mean that they are like absolutely like almost transparent when it comes to how emotional they are, or the way that they view the world. And listen, even in our little world of streaming, I'm sure everybody has their own opinions about some of the other streamers. Like, you might think like, oh, this guy might say X, Y, and Z, but he's also I don't care. You guys, I hope if you don't know me well and you're listening to this, just know I don't get into politics. I'm very close with Wendy, Shannon, and the Chicago people, Nan Strew, all those people, and I'm very interested in continuing to help. I'm very interested in continuing, and I have no plans of stopping doing whatever I can with regards to Scientology. And I thought about this deeply when the whole thing with Lincoln Park came up, and I have no problem putting forth that effort. But I mentioned this earlier. This was the first time where I was like, oh, if only my channel was monetized. Not because of money that I'd be making. It's because of me having the ability to know, and a way for me to only do this for the people that actually care in my channel, for the people that actually have compassion and an understanding of this. You are the people that I am asking. You're the ones that I'm wondering if you have a desire for me to push forward and try to get some form of an interview / conversation with Mike Shinoda. Chester's gone. He's not with us anymore. 2017, ironically, his yahrzeit, which means the date of his death. So each year it's July 20th, which is one day after the anniversary of the plane crash. And so Shinoda became aware of it. Whatever it is, it's something that they became aware of after he passed away. And for 7+ years, I have a very unique I've experienced some of the most phenomenal compassion coming from a rock star / superstar type individual. And I'm willing to do my best to get through and have this conversation, or get through and have somebody else who has a bigger channel to have the conversation, as long as it's coming from a sincere place. I just want to make sure that it's not about, even if we're right and he made a mistake or whatever it is, it needs to be done in an appropriate fashion. I do believe that there are people that just don't fully understand everything that goes on. I don't know what the story is. I'm not defending the new lead singer, that's for sure. I have no clue besides with the negative stuff I heard, and that's horrific. So I'm not sitting here defending anybody. What I am sitting here saying is, because this individual happened to have done so much for me, and was so compassionate and was such an unbelievable, incredible human being. I want to actually hear from him. You guys know, any of my followers know, since 2008, Scientology has been on my absolute shit list. You guys know that. You know what they did to some people that I love. You guys know. You already know the way I feel about it. It's not hard to convince me how evil Scientology is. It's not about that. Of course, that's the crux of it. But my question is whether or not you think it'll even be productive for me to have a conversation with this individual and for you guys to hear what he has to say. And I will add, there are a few streamers that have made a comment to me about the way my streams are, and they say you whatever it was, they kind of said like you talk a lot. And I have two things that I said before and I'll say again. Number one, I have a chat that's small enough where I can respond to the comments that are coming at me. It's not like there's hundreds of comments coming to me and I can just pick out, when I want to look down or whatever. Number two, I'm on the spectrum. It's not an excuse. It's not anything else. It's just being on the spectrum doesn't mean all the way to the right of the spectrum is autism and all the way to the left is just minor symptoms. And in the middle, it's Asperger's. That's not what it means to be on the spectrum. I'm speaking as a clinician when I say this part. Being on the spectrum has only to do with what are your symptoms? How does being on the spectrum affect you? How does it affect your daily functioning? That's the question, and that's when you say on the spectrum. For me personally, if I'm trying to explain something to somebody, it's not good enough for the person to say, oh, I understand you. Yes, that's necessary. The positive affirmation is necessary, but I have to believe in my mind that you understand me. So until I believe that people understand what I'm saying, I'm going to repeat it. If that bothers you, you don't have to come to my chat. That's totally okay with me. I'm not bitter about it at all. If that's not something that you like, it's totally fine. That's okay. I am 100% cool with it. If you're in my chat, you'll know that I stick to very specific topics that are important to me, and I drill in and I try to analyze all the aspects and the components of that which we're discussing. And that's the bottom line. There's nothing more or less to say regarding that. If you guys want, I do hope to have that opportunity to talk then. All right, I took a second, guys. Now I'll just look at Will Ever Voice Jack, yes. I pray you have healing too, Jack. Not hard to find trauma in Chicago. No, it's not hard. Jack, I don't know if you know my story, but I have a very unique story. Besides having a doctorate in clinical psychology, being a doctor of clinical psychology, I also have a very unique story that is related to trauma. Juanita, you're the best. So the question is whether or not I should. You're saying, of course I should. I understand. So listen, it would take a lot. So YG, you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay, YG, you're understanding very clearly what I'm saying. So everybody that's in here can look at YG's comment regarding the understanding that it would take a lot for me. It would take a lot of effort for me to put into this. And there are streamers out there where this is what they do. This is like their job. This is not what I do. I don't make one penny. This costs me money. It absolutely costs me money to do everything I do. Okay? Yes, throughout the summer when Amy was throwing out the charity fund, that money is going straight to donations for people that are needy. I make nothing, not a penny. It's not just about me not making money. It's going to take away from time from my job to do this. Again, more than willing to do so if it's something that you guys would appreciate. So yes, YG, you're understanding what I'm saying, and what I'm requesting is anybody that's watching this, even on the replay, please, in the comments, make a comment about it. Let me know that you're interested, even after the video's done. I like we would be. You guys are good. I like you guys talking to each other. Thank you, TCD. I appreciate that. Your support, I appreciate that. All right, Juanita. Good, YG. You'll make a comment. You don't care? Okay. Running by in heels was interesting. I guess you're talking about right now. As a form of entertainment. Okay. I won't take any of it personal. I know what you're trying to say. That's okay. You can watch this as a form of entertainment. I don't take that personally. YG and YG123, you understand exactly what I'm saying, and so does Juanita. I can tell that you understand what I'm saying, and I know that Style Audit understood what I'm saying, and that's the positive affirmation is important to me. So again, as long as I see some comments from the people that are out there, and Juanita, I really hope that we can connect one of these days. We got to just like go out and get something to eat or something. Juanita, I haven't seen you in such a long time. It's not good. Love you, Juanita. You're the best. We need to connect. Juanita's amazing. You better be wearing a coat this winter, Juanita. I will be freaking out if you're not dressed warm for this winter. But yeah, I guess you guys are understanding for the most part what I'm saying. And good, Juanita. All right. And yes, Juanita, we really do need to connect. I got to see Nance Drew at one point when Mindy was here. But even that, I haven't been able to see Nance Drew, but that's also because, they do whatever they do over there and make her crazy for stupidity, and, we all know, but. Okay, TCD, we can connect. It's my full name that's right up there, just like my channel, at yahoo.com. More than welcome to email me, TCD, if you want to connect, and I can talk to you and potentially give you more information and personal information, and we can connect on that. But absolutely, TCD, I would love that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. A lot of you also who are listening to this on the replay of my friends that are like that I grew up with, kind of the religious community where people don't necessarily make the comments, but you guys have emailed me and requested the videos of the interviews that I did with Wendy. Wendy is going to be helping me upload those interviews onto my channel, so those will be there soon. Now, you guys might think to yourselves, well, why can't they just go to Wendy's channel? They can. I don't care. It's not for me to get views. That's not what the purpose is. Not for me to get views. I could literally care less whether or not. It's not about that. It's about the fact that there are people in my community that literally will not go on YouTube at all. And the only way they'll go on is if they're actually watching my channel. So if they see the interview on my channel, they'll do it. Otherwise, they just won't do it. I tried to convince a few people, but they wouldn't do it. But Wendy's amazing. He's going to help upload it onto my channel. So that'll be good. Mindy is a great singer. YTCD, I'm on the same page. Twila. Hey, coming from Wendy's. Okay, it's okay if you can't comment. No problem. You'll listen to it on the replay and you'll make a decision. That's awesome. So, Twila, the question is very simple. It's not it's not about, like, of course everything that happened is horrific. Like that, I'm not questioning any of that. It's just to have the opportunity to hear straight from the guy's mouth, not coming from sound bites or a quote here or there. For me personally, and I want to be specific, there are plenty of people that I couldn't care less about. Like I could not, like I've met people, I'm not saying their names, but I've met people that I could not give a crap about. I don't care about them. Like F them if anything happens, right? No matter how I feel. Specifically, M. Shinoda and Chester Bennington are two of the most incredible human beings I've ever met, and literally have done such kindness, selfless acts without any desire for the PR that comes along with it. That's all I could say. I want to hear from their mouth what they have to say regarding this. The only reason I care about it, Twila, of course, is because of the issue. That's the elephant in the room. That's the obvious part. But the way I would approach it would be a little bit different than the way some other people would approach it. And again, if you guys think that I should just give it to a different channel, make that recommendation in the comments after this video is published. Make that recommendation. Say, Yisroel, I think that you should have Wendy or so-and-so have the interview or whatever, and I could try to make that happen. If you guys think that I'm, you know, I don't want it to be personal. I just have the opportunity to make it personal in the sense of I can potentially get there. I don't want it to be too personalized. I agree with you guys. I would 100% rather kind of go in as a blind study to see how I'd feel. But I obviously already feel a certain way towards Chester, may he rest in peace, and Shinoda. Chester's yard site. His yard site is the day after the plane crash. It's July 20th. And that ended up being significant, and Mike Shinoda ended up taking that as a significant thing. And Chester's wife, his widow, has been incredible and done incredible things. And therefore, I'm just simply stating that it would be awesome, theoretically, to have the opportunity to directly, take this head on. As YG pointed out earlier, this is a fact. I will not be making any money, and it will take a tremendous amount of my time and financial resources to do this. I will still do it, though. I've waited a few days to make this comment today, to have this live. I haven't gone live in a long time, and now we're going on close to 4 hours. I feel very strongly about this. And I feel like it might be an opportunity to hear. If people are not interested, if people have kind of made up their minds and about certain things, that's fine. Again, I want to be clear. I am not in any way referring to the new lead singer. I have no knowledge of this individual until all this was brought up. Ironically enough, even though I'm actually friends, I shouldn't say friends, but I know Mike Shinoda, I didn't even know that there was this new lead singer. I didn't even know any of this stuff. And once it was brought up, I'm just throwing it out there that if you guys want it, I have the opportunity to potentially do this. Again, I waited a few days to make sure that I'm not just, throwing words out there. I definitely have been thinking about it. So it wouldn't be about her. It would definitely be about their response to working with her. Because I have nothing to say to her. I want to know what Chester thinks about this. I really do. I'm sorry, not Chester. I do want to know what Chester thinks about this, but I want very much to know what Mike Shinoda wants to say about this. That belongs to Heart of the Flames Burning, and if your heart is burning to this project, then my opinion is that you are the person. Thank you. Thank you, Juanita. Thank you so much. That was beautifully said. Oh, you think I just do it on my channel? Okay. Kind of like listening to a college professor. All right. Yeah, I'll take that. It is the truth. Juanita, you're awesome. Juanita, that was very well said. Very, very well said. All right. I think that, I want people to comment, afterwards also, if you guys can come back kind of a thing. And, comment just one more time. That would be awesome. But if not, it looks like I kind of got enough responses already. Hopefully I'll get a couple more responses and I'll be able to, make that decision indefinitely. But it sounds like you guys are down, which means I am. So yeah. What are you saying, Twilla? Very interested, but you don't sound 100% well. So, Twilla, what I'll say to you is this, that this is going on like a 4-hour live, and it was a little emotionally draining when I initially discussed it. So, I'm totally okay with doing it. I thought about doing this live for a couple days. So, I knew that it was going to be emotionally taxing just to do this live, because even if I'm not expressing it perfectly for all of you to understand, obviously I am experiencing something emotionally through this. Obviously, it's the end of the day. I woke up at 6 in the morning, so I'm almost exhausted. But it's much more that my thoughts are racing regarding this. So I do want to do it. So, Twila, I appreciate your feedback. Especially, and if I would do it, I would make sure that I I would make sure it's done very well. That's for sure. That's for sure. I just hope that he's willing to. I think he will be. I really do. I really do. From my personal knowledge, from my personal relationship, we're not best friends. I don't want to make it seem like that. That's not the case. Like I've mentioned, I've been blessed. Michael Jordan was amazing. Not my best, didn't become my best friend. He would remember if you said, oh yeah, I'm the kid from the plane crash. He would 100% remember who I am. John Elway, amazing friend. If he saw me right now, even though we haven't seen each other in a few years, it might take him a moment or two to be like, where do I know you from? Just because he knows a billion people, because he's one of the most famous quarterbacks of all time. But if the second that he's like, oh, Israel, he'd remember right away. John Elway. I'm going to attach some pictures of me and John Elway and my family going out for lunch a couple times together. But my point is that this is not a case where I'm best friends with Mike Shinoda, but I have a relationship enough where I believe, and again, I'm not just saying this out of nowhere, because before I did this live, I wanted to make sure that there was a good chance that I have the opportunity to do so, whether it's go live or potentially if he doesn't want to do a live, if he wants to just do an interview. I'd prefer it to be live, because I'd prefer people to directly see exactly what he has to say, but I can't control him with regards to that. And I will, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to take any opportunity I have. Thank you, Jack. Wait, what? You were robbed at gunpoint? What? This past Friday? You want to share with us, Jack? That's crazy. Right. If he does, thank you, Juanita. If he doesn't want to do a live, I agree. If he doesn't want to do a live, then then he doesn't want to do a live. What am I supposed to do about it? I agree. I actually agree with you. I appreciate you saying that. I actually agree. I am, Twila. I'm sorry too. I can't believe that you just said that. Jack, I hope you're well. Definitely reach out if you need I'm being serious. Like, I have some pretty strong connections to a very famous therapist in Milwaukee. Actually, one of the most famous psychiatrists in the world is from Milwaukee. And I'm connected through my mom to him. Again, blessed to be connected. And yes, it's very much, I ended up being connected to a lot of these people because of the famous plane crash and the bus accident and the bombing and everything else that I've been through. Yes, that is how I'm connected to all these people, but I would 100% hook you up if you need to. And I'm here, man. If you need, it's a long, okay, put it in my comments, please, Jack. Real knowledge, just a thought. PR might advise against the live. Yeah, no, you're making a good point, DCD. Yeah, Jack, first of all, I'm interested in hearing everything you have to say, and I will connect you if you want. You can email me. It's my name, which is on this account, at yahoo.com. You're more than welcome to email me. But yeah, I'm going to, I think like at the 4-hour mark, I'm definitely going to hop off. I still have to say, I have to do like evening, like spiritual stuff, prayers, and it's been a long day. But I am really happy that in the live I've gotten already. I didn't expect to get so many responses in the live. I expected to have people watch this on the replay and then make a decision as to whether or not they wanted me to go forward with this. So I really appreciate it. I'm extremely happy that you guys are being so straightforward with me. I know, Juanita, it's crazy, right? Like, I can't believe you just dropped that. Jack, that was like, you just dropped that out of nowhere. That I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just like, you seem like a cool person, like out of nowhere. Oh yeah, by the way, I just had one of the crazy experiences that anybody could potentially have. It's like out of nowhere, Jack. Like that is insane. That is really crazy. Have you ever heard, well, Jack? Have you ever heard of Rabbi Twersky in Milwaukee? Have you ever heard of them? Have you ever heard of that name, Rabbi Dr. Twersky? There was a really famous Rabbi, Dr. Abraham J. Twersky. That's the one I was super connected to. May he rest in peace. His daughter went to school with my mom, and then after the plane crash, he kept in touch with me. He was actually the number one psychiatrist for trauma and substance abuse while he was alive. But he has a cousin in Milwaukee who's a rabbi also, a little younger than he is, who is also a therapist out there. Wacky Jackie just saying. I know. By the way, I was robbed at gunpoint. Yeah, I know. So what I'm going to do is you can leave in the comments or you can email me, and if you would like, I have no problem with connecting to you to a phenomenal. And by the way, although he's a rabbi, he has absolutely, like, he does not, like, religion won't become a part of anything. Like, he won't, it's just not the way it works in, like, the Jewish world. He'll just be there as a therapist. He won't, we don't really have, like, missionaries, let's just put it that way. So it wouldn't be, you don't have to worry about that, about the religious component. He could care less. He would, not care less, I don't know exactly how to say it, but he would definitely just be there as a therapist, and he's phenomenal. His, like I said, his cousin, or it might have been his uncle, but I believe his cousin was the literally, his cousin wrote the famous book Peanuts. His cousin was 105 years old when he just passed away a few years ago, and he actually knew Charles Schultz, the guy that wrote, and he got permission to write the book called Peanuts, and it's a book on psychology by Rabbi Dr. Abraham J. Twersky. He wrote a book called Peanuts, and it was all based upon the fact that he was incredibly impressed with Charles Schultz's perspective on the world and things out there, because Charles Schultz did such a phenomenal job of talking about psychology within the context of the work that he did. Yeah, Twila, I didn't eat yet. I have to. You're correct. Wow, good memory. I will. No, you don't have to pay. If you'll make your own relationship with him. I just want to connect you. I didn't know what to say, TCD, right? It's like boom, out of nowhere. It's like, it's horrifying. I'm sorry that it happened to you too. Jack of all trades, man. I cannot believe that you just threw us that bomb. Maybe it was meant to be that you're in my chat tonight. I'm going to connect you. You email me at my full name at Yahoo, specifically Yahoo, not Gmail, at yahoo.com, and I will 100% connect you. So 100%, you go send me that email, and I'm going to connect you with some good people. Even if you don't want to use him as a therapist, he's so connected to the community of therapeutic work. He himself specialized in substance abuse and trauma. So yeah, wow, it's really crazy. But Twila, you're right. I was telling them before that I had a headache because I haven't eaten yet. But sometimes if I eat, you can ask YG about this. Sometimes if I eat, I get really tired and then I can't finish the live properly. So I kind of wait till the end. But I've been okay. I had silk milk, and I forgot my juice. That's the main thing that I was upset at myself about. I forgot my juice. But I've had my silk milk that I love. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Silk milk, almond milk, happens to be amazing. It just tastes amazing. I'm not here saying, oh, this is the healthiest thing in the world. I have no clue if it's the healthiest in the world. I know it's somewhat healthy, but it's, yeah, phenomenal. Trauma and substance abuse. Substance abuse is a form of trauma. People that suffer from substance abuse, absolutely, their brain, just on the level of trauma, the same part of your brain that you can literally see reacting through like an MRI with regards to trauma, people with substance abuse, their brain is affected almost in the identical way. It's extremely fascinating. One of the most fascinating things in the world. Jack, by the way, that's what I specialized in. Trauma and substance abuse. I even stayed extra to do EMDR. And ironically, you can get your doctorate without getting a master's degree. But typically, depending on the school, typically, if you want to do substance abuse therapy, you have to take courses that inevitably will get you your master's. Now, you could decide, I don't care about my master's, I'm just going straight for my doctorate anyway. But in the middle of school, sometimes it's helpful. You get your master's and it makes you feel a little better. Then you go for your doctorate. And the whole reason that I ended up getting my master's, specifically on the way to my doctoral degree, was because of substance abuse and the courses I took. I had a phenomenal professor, and yeah. And I have some personal experience with addiction and substance abuse type stuff from when I was a younger, when I was very young, to be honest. And then when my life fell apart, I was on 1,000 different medications. But it's a whole another story for a whole nother time. And one day I'll upload Wendy's interviews that he did with me. But if you look on my channel also over the summer, I spoke a couple times, and you can go to a channel called The Wheel of Wisdom. The Wheel of Wisdom. It's a famous organization here in Chicago, and I spoke for them one time as well. And I discussed substance abuse and trauma. But they go hand in hand. You are correct. You are very, very much correct. I'm trying to find this one thing right now. But yeah, I mean, that's where I stand on this whole thing. So, how about this, guys? Let's 15 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was saying before. Sand and grass, but don't stub your toe like me. You got to do grounding. That's what I do every day. 15 minutes at least every day. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, and it helps with the trauma, man. I'm telling you. The EMDR was created because somebody was walking in nature and noticed the reaction their brain had to trauma. And therefore EMDR was created, but it's actually the story of the woman that created EMDR. Her story is 100% related to trauma, walking in nature, and the response the body had, and therefore she was able to create a system. And EMDR, eye movement desensitization therapy, is one of the most famous and one of the most significant therapeutic modalities for trauma. Grounding, yes, grounding, exactly. That's what I did. I was talking about this before, TCD. It's how, of course, I stubbed my toe just now, but I was grounding I grounded today for a few hours on purpose. And I actually, it's actually healthy to do this for your skin. I have scars and stuff, and I'll put my entire foot like under the sand in the water. I'll like dig my foot into the sand and just let it sit there for 5-10 minutes and then pull it out. In the Middle East by the Dead Sea, it's literally one of the most therapeutic. And that's so funny bringing up the Dead Sea. I split my toe open so badly that the paramedic that was there agreed with me. I was already a paramedic as well. Instead of going to the hospital, I put my foot in the Dead Sea, which of course stung like a motherfucker. But it literally stopped the bleeding within about 3 minutes, and it was
like whatever my toe looks like now, it was 1,000 times worse. 1,000. It's almost like the whole tip front of my big toe was like open, and immediately it stopped. And then this within like 2 weeks, I kept some rocks from the Dead Sea, the bed, as they say, of the Dead Sea. I took some rocks. I filled up some like 2 liter bottles, and brought it home. It's very good to shower with, and I used it on my foot, and I didn't get any stitches, and my toe healed, scarred, but it healed, no problem. But that's what I do. I stick my foot all the way inside of the sand. When it hits the 3 minutes, the 3 hours and 54 minutes, I'm going to check out. But I appreciate all you guys hanging in there. I think that I got my message across. I again apologize. I know there are creators out there that think I talk too much. It's 100% my specific symptoms, which are the reason that I was diagnosed with being on the spectrum. So, and I didn't give out the term before, but it's called masking, like a mask on your face. It's called masking. It's what a person does. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Good night, Jack. Be in touch. Definitely email me. And TCD, let's be in touch about me coming onto your channel if you want. I am more than willing to do so. But otherwise, everybody, literally in 10 seconds, like I promised, I'm going to peace out. Everybody have a very good night. It's about to hit 3 minutes and 54 seconds. God bless. Everybody be good.